What up, Mike?
Hey, what's going on, Stats? You got that video going or what?
Yeah, we live right now. Give me a second. I gotta go get my chair.
Alright, I already put this other cat on. He trying to get in on it too, but he said, send him the live video. So it's gonna be on YouTube or it's gonna be on Twitter or something?
Nah, we live on YouTube right now.
Okay, cool.
So
cool.
give me a second, man. Give me about 3 minutes. I'm about to go get my chair real quick.
Alright, no doubt.
All right.
Since retirement, I've been trying a lot of new things with Frank's Red Hot. It's the perfect blend of flavor and heat, like me. And it's created all the recipes I've mastered. I put that on everything.
What's up? What's up? What's up? Mike, you there?
I'm here, bro.
All right. Well, about to get started. Y'all see the title? Is dating after 30 is like going to a used car lot. So, Mike's here at the start of it. He called in early. I guess it'll be a juicy one tonight. We get to talk about, the dating pool out there and, go from there. How you feel about dating in the 30s, Mike?
Man, dating in the 30s right now is a whole new plethora of old shit, new shit. It's got everything that's out there that you want to a certain degree and everything out there that's off the chain, like shit that you don't want. It's like going through a pile of recycled garbage at that age, man. Shit's already broken, you know what I mean? And it's not your job to fix it, so you gotta really know what you want to deal with and what you're willing to leave.
Yeah, it could be literally like shopping at the Goodwill sometimes, but I got things in my house that I got at Goodwill that I cherish and I like, so let's get into it. So the first thing I'm gonna talk about is a couple of videos that I did. Of course, I had the one with dating after 30 is like going to a used car lot. But the first thing I want to talk about is before you start the dating anyway, you need to work on yourself. So that's why I got my you versus you shirt on today. Is you versus you. You have to change yourself before you could be ready for someone else. You know, you want to deal with people that's going to compliment you and not complicate you. You want to be on your purpose. You want to be a child of God. You want to be on your grind, do the things you got to do the things you want to do later. But I'm going to talk about I did a video, Mike, on, 7 things that make you equally yoked. A lot of people don't realize 7 is pretty much completion, just like the 7 days of the week. And God made certain things on each day and all that. But 7 things that will make you equally yoked to a person that you're dealing with. So, I'm going to go ahead and go over those 7 things, and then we'll talk about each one, and it could go in different order because everybody on the equally yoked thing, everybody's different. Some just like it's just like the love languages. Everybody's different on how they view things in life. But still, I feel like these 7 things can make and break your relationship. A lot of times we end up in situationships because a person may have 3 things and you hope they can reach these other 7 things for completion. So the first thing I would say about to make you equally yoked, you got to be attracted to what you see in a partner. You can't just be dealing with somebody that you're not attracted to. I'm not saying you're going to have to be with the best looking woman in the world or the best looking man in the world, but you got to be attracted to the person you're dealing with, man or woman. I know men, we're very visual. Women are less visual than us. So how you feel about that, Mike? And
yeah, that situation is very, very true about the whole visual thing, because what you're doing is you're thinking, hey, can I see myself down the line with that person in the near future, and not just oh, okay, she's just a body. But yeah, you have to have that visual in order to get attraction. But a lot of women, they go based off of how you make them feel a lot. If you feel it, if you got a certain swagger to you, or the way how you carry yourself, and if it makes her feel a certain kind of way, then she's gonna attach herself to you quickly. But if you're not, as what she will perceive, then she's not gonna fuck with you.
That's cool. So a lot of times, I get this list is all in different orders, so it is what it is. But the physical attraction, let's just face it, everybody wants a physical attraction. Number 2 will be, I put on this list, I put boundaries and respect. A lot of times before you get to know a person, you want to understand, do this person has boundaries and respect for their own self, woman or man, man or woman. And we get into other things in a second. But if anybody want to call in now, y'all can call in now. I don't care, but we're just gonna go over the format together. So if a woman wants to call in, call on in and give me your perspective as we go through the list. Just like we did last week. We had Mo last week. She called in. She was a good sport. She was pretty good. And I know Big Rich might call in. Hope he don't call in late tonight, but we'll see. But anyway, back to boundaries with respect. You need to have boundaries with your respect for your own self and as a man or a woman. You just can't be willy-nilly with yourself or with your seed or whatever you're doing. You gotta have boundaries. So how you feel about boundaries and a person that need to respect your boundaries, Mike? Because that's part about being equally yoked. Because when you come in with boundaries, one more thing I want to say. When you come in with boundaries and that person that's vetting you out and dating you see that this man has boundaries or this woman have boundaries, when y'all become one or be together, you will respect that my man ain't gonna be out there doing shit because I had to work to get his attention just like he had to work to get mine. How you feel about that, Mike?
And that's some serious ass shit right there, because if you set the boundaries for that relationship, that's another way of saying that you have a fine line of respect, and where you stand in that relationship, and you know that there's boundaries that you'll never cross under any circumstances, no matter how crazy it is.
Facts. Boundaries is key, and any type of, especially when you're trying to be equally yoked with somebody, you got to understand each other's boundaries. The next thing is living in your truth. Understand your situation and be honest about your situation before you start anything with anybody. You don't want to sit in this and be selling dreams to women or selling a dream to a man when you're not capable of, if you might not even be capable of having a relationship. A lot of people try to entertain people when they know they just bored or they just not being real with themselves. So how you feel about that?
Man, I think when people do shit like that they're living in a fantasy world and they're not in touch with reality. But as with all fantasy worlds, shit comes to an end. It's like it's a game to certain people, and to other people, it's not a game. And when reality hits and that game is over, man, you got to put that controller down because there ain't no more continuous to this shit. You only got one life to live. You heard?
Facts. And if you coming in from the other stream, if you wanna, we on Stack 44 on YouTube. And if you want to go on YouTube and call in, you can just go on Stack 44 on YouTube. We live right now. And you can get ahead and call on in. So you gotta live in your truth about what your situation is. You gotta realize, especially in your 30s, a lot of times I'll be 40 in July, but a lot of times people, they come at you as if they're building in their 20s. Usually in our 30s, our pair bonding years, we had our shot. We had our first choice, our second choice, our third choice. We might be working on our fourth choice of person we're dating, and that's okay, but we gotta be real about our situation. Are we clear to date? Did we get therapy from the breakups and all the narcissistic people we might have dealt with in the past? Because a lot of times people deal with narcissistic people and don't even know how to get over it. They end up becoming the narcissistic person and putting that energy on somebody else. How you feel about that, Mike?
Man, that shit is some real shit. It's all about the transfer of energy, man. And it's very, 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 when I say very spiritual, that shit is very spiritual. If you're not careful, you get caught up in some shit. The best thing to do is to rise above it, acknowledge the situation for what it is, and improve on yourself, just like you said in your other videos, man.
Yeah, and that brings me to the number 4 point that I was gonna bring up is spiritual connection. After you go through the attraction, after you go through the boundaries, after you go about knowing that this person is living in his truth, then you go to the spiritual connection. A lot of people would have put spiritual connection in the beginning, but you could be, if you're not attracted, if you have a house and it looks good on the outside, but you go inside and it look like shit inside, then you're going to want to leave that house. Or vice versa. If that house look like trash on the outside, but it's nice on the inside, you ain't even going to go in. So that's why, I put spiritual connection for, because you want to make sure you're attracted to the house you see. You walk in, you understand the boundaries, everything's in there safe to live in. Then you want to understand, is this truth? Can I really pay for this house? And the fourth thing you want to understand is, can I actually put my spiritual connection in this house? And that's what starts with a foundation, is your spiritual connection with a person. How you feel about that? What's up, Jess and Kiki?
Yeah, you just got to make sure that, whatever it is that you decided to deal with, or, you want to wing it, that's cool. But if you're not, with that shit, and, don't even try to fake the funk. Just be real, and, if you want to go with it, go with it. If not, then just leave that shit alone, because it ain't for you if you don't really want to deal with it.
Facts.
Yourself,
But yeah, spiritual connection it goes so far, because a lot of times people are not, they may be Christian, they may be Muslim. It depends. You gotta seek that out. That's an important thing, because anytime, like right now, I will not deal with a woman if I don't have a spiritual connection with her, because the next thing on the list is sexual. If we don't have a spiritual connection, then we're just creating soul ties that are leading to nowhere. So we gotta have a spiritual connection before the sex even happens. How you feel about that, Mike? The sexual part.
Man, it's like this. everybody could be in for the sex. The sex could be good, but then after that, what really, what other shit do you have? And you got to be careful when you have sex with a person and you creating those spiritual ties, because you don't know if that person got a real serious bad case of juju pussy. You know what I'm saying? And for the women out there, you never know if the nigga got bad juju dick, which is gonna lead you into trouble. All of that shit that you're dealing with when you dealt with that person physically and you create that spiritual ties, it's a strong transference of energy. And when you're dealing with them, all of that shit might be pulling that negative energy to you if you're not careful. So you gotta figure out, are you equally yoked, and is that person spiritually yoked as well?
Facts. The spiritual go a long way with anything, because when you grow old, and if you grow old with a person, the physical ain't gonna matter, the sex ain't gonna matter. It's gonna be like, can I sit here next to her in a rocking chair? She can sit next to me, and can we still get along? And that's what it matters, in the long run. So the sexual connection, it has to be, sex is the heartbeat of a relationship, but you shouldn't even get sexual until you got your spirituals connected. Now, it could be a deal breaker for some people, sexual as well, but we'll get into that later. The next thing I want to talk about is number 6 is family love. After you do all these, after you go through the list, like I said, you get to the spiritual, the sexual, then you want to know, you kind of gonna know if this person family oriented, but you only know what you hear from a person. You actually have to see their interaction with their family and their friends and their kids, or whatever it is, whatever the situation is. You have to see it to believe it. A lot of times when people come from broken homes, they're used to being broken, so they don't know how to react when a person is actually. Hold on, Mike. Put yourself on mute real quick, Mike. Yeah, I hear a lot of background. But a lot of times when people come from broken homes, they don't know how to love right. And there's nothing wrong with that, because so sometimes people have to learn how to go get therapy about their childhood if they had a bad upbringing, to understand what love really is. And if you don't understand what love is, it's going to be hard for you to build your own foundation with a person that understand what love is. So you want to be equally yoked and that's why I said live in your truth. When you be honest about loving yourself, and you'll recognize who love you. So you sometimes getting that help, it works. I mean, I know a guy right now, he molded a woman that was broken, but at the same time, him molding her helped him. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes family love and recognizing love goes a long way. A person's childhood will tell a lot about a person, because if you was a broken child and you don't get no help, you become a broken adult as well. And you use the next person for your dopamine to make you feel good when you're not, you gotta work on yourself to become the best version of yourself. That's why I got you versus you on tonight. All right. How you feel about that, Mike? Family love and the structure of growing up.
Man, that shit is real, because if you figure, okay, I'm actually talking to a person right now, just as a friend, and she came from a broken home. I told her, I said, it's very important that you have strong family ties, but at the same time, if you know that family is severely dysfunctional, the best thing I could tell you is to just work on yourself and do what you have to do, because you want to be a man's peace. You know your role already, but you want to be a man's peace, not a man's problem. When you're exactly. A man's peace, you figure when you're dealing with that man, how can you, as a helpmate, better yourself to help yourself progress along down the line with that man? Because if you're progressing along down that line with that man, making his life easier, he's going to do everything in his power, physically, mentally, emotionally, even some superhero shit, to make sure that nothing bad comes to you. He's going to go out of his way to make sure that you're well taken care of, because you took care of him.
Facts.
You have to make sure that you work on yourself and make his life easier. That way, your life will be easier too, because the less problems he has to deal with, he's going to be more than happy to deal with any problems that you have along down the line.
Facts. Yep, the love portion of everything. I mean, it goes a long way. Love lasts forever. God is love, love is God. So, and you gotta, like I said, lead with your spiritual with it. When you gotta be willing to be honest and good faith with a person that you're dealing with. Don't be honest when everything go bad. Be honest when everything is good. So the seventh thing on equally yoked is financial. Now, I'm not saying all the time you gotta be financially secure. Somebody might have more than the other one, but you gotta have the same financial blueprint to deal with a person, to know that you guys going to be on the same level at some point, to build together at some point. But a lot of times finances could be the make or break. I know I lost when I got divorced. It was mainly on my finances. What's up, Alfie Kingdom? He in the building. Alfie Kingdom podcast. What's going on, Alfie?
Oh shit, Alfie here. It's about to be fun. It's about to be lit.
But yeah, but your finances can make and break your life even by yourself. It don't even matter if you with somebody else. You can destroy your own self with your finances, and don't let you deal with somebody that finances, because people can do bad by themselves, but I'd rather do bad by myself before I deal with somebody else that's going to be an anchor to my finances. How you feel about finances, bro?
I mean, if she ain't contributing and bringing into the household something, something more fulfilling other than just a bill, she's got to think of, okay, I created that bill. How can I figure out a way to get that bill paid and your bills paid rather than me just paying all the bills? Because if somebody's badly financially irresponsible, I don't want to deal with them, because at the end of the day, they're going to be my demise. They're going to pull me down the drain. And that goes with anybody who wants to live with you that don't have a job, don't do it. Anybody that ain't trying, or they're saying that they're trying and they want to move in with you, I'm good by myself, man. I know what it takes. I'm happy by myself. I'll be glad to know that a bill is coming from me that I made myself, rather than some shit out of the air.
Yeah.
And they say, yo, you owe this, and that ain't yours. That's theirs. But you got to pay it that you would know.
Yep. And that's some stress that you don't want to. Like, I feel like I won by being married, but then I survived by getting away from the shit. So, at the end of the day, and for real, I mean, sometimes you just gotta take we talking about dating after 30 is like going to a used car lot. You gotta realize sometimes that car got me down the road, but at the end of the day, it blew up once I got out of it. And shit, I didn't have cars that caught engine fires, but I think about, I had good times with the car while it lasted, but now I ain't got it no more. So at the end of the day,
a wise man once told me this, bro. A wise man once told me this. He was like, I said, yo, how did it feel? I asked him, I said, how did it feel to be married? He said, you know what? It's good that you said that. Nobody ever really asked me that. A lot of people say, oh, you're going to take an L, you're going to take an L. But in reality, he took that L as a loss and made it into an L as a lesson. He said, I know what to do in certain situations now. At first, I thought I was taking a loss, but all that happened to me was I learned from it.
And
what
that's
to do and what not to do.
And that what makes a real man or a real woman is, can you take hits and fall down, and do you get back up from your hits that you take in life? And a lot of times, people cry and complain about they're not here because this person, that person, but you want to control your own life. That's why you versus you. I'm gonna keep saying it. That's why I wore this shirt tonight, because it's you versus you no matter what. You are in charge of your happiness. You are in charge of who you hire in your life and who you fire in your life. Everything, even your children, you are the boss of them to get to raise them right, to become good citizens, good adults, everything. So it's you versus you. When you sit around hoping that somebody's going to save you, you're not going to be saved, man or woman. So just like I listened to what Anthony Spade, he said, if a woman ain't holding you down, she's slowing you down. And that's a good slogan, you know what I mean? So, that's a good one right there. If a woman ain't holding you down, she's slowing you down. So But you coming in on the other stream, we're live on YouTube. We're taking phone calls. Stack 44 YouTube. You want to come in on that? Get off that stream and come on over here and call in if you want to, and then we join the conversation. We talking about after 30 is like dating, like going to a used car lot. Pretty much dating after 30 is like going to a used car lot. But I'm gonna move it right along. So that was my video, Equally Yoked. Let's go over it one more time. The first thing I put is no order, but most of the time you gotta be physically attracted to a person. You gotta see if this person have boundaries as a man or one woman, respect it. See if this person living in their truth, if they being very truthful of who they are and explaining to you who they are. Number 4 is are they spiritually, do they have a spiritual connection that you can, you guys can vibrate off of each other's energy? Sexual, is a sexual attraction there? Because you don't want to deal with nobody that you're not spiritually connected with and get sexual with that person. Then you create a soul tie. Number 6, do that person have family love? Do this person actually have a good childhood growing up? Do they help them be a good person moving forward? And number 7 is financially. If they financially on the same level that you on, you can have more, but are that person is it going to be an anchor to you, or somebody that's going to help you financially and see the same blueprint you see? But Mike, now we're going to talk about. I'm going to move on to the next video that I want to go over. And it's pretty much stop texting and start talking. This is another thing that in the 30s, dating after 30s, 40s, 50s, whatever it is, was the generation that talked on the phone. And it's no damn way that now you're 30 years old and you're in the prime years or the middle years of your life and you want to text me all day when you first meet me. To me, that's a fucking turnoff. It's a red flag. It shows me that you want to deal with all the options at one time instead of talk to me one-on-one. It's not even intimate for us to talk on the phone to get to know each other. If you meet a person and all you want to do is text a person, that means you playing games. I mean, I get it. Once you get to know a person, you should actually, then you understand the text or what they, where they coming from in their texts. But if you just jump off texting me and don't never want to talk, then that showed me a lot about a person. How you feel about that before we go over stop texting and start talking?
Honestly, I think that if she wants to text and not actually want to have a conversation face to face, I mean, unless you fall away, I can understand the over the phone shit. But all of that text and shit only shows me that she has a very low interest, because usually people of high interest, they want to hear your voice. They want to know how you sound. They want to know how was your day. They want to know everything about you, rather than just texting on the phone. When they text you on the phone, that just shows, that they're not really all there, and it's best to just leave them alone and keep it pushing.
Yeah, and then a lot of times, women don't play video games; they play man. And part of a woman that's playing a man to me is when they texting multiple men. And they playing like, okay, they got maybe 4 or 5 guys and they're texting one guy, next guy. That's their video game. It's to sit there and text 4 guys at one time, look for the responses and stuff like that. So women don't play video games, but they play man. And vice versa, men does the same thing. They get 4 or 5, 6, maybe 7 women, and they text and message them all day, trying to see what's going to be the best deal. So to me, like you said, you got to be more ready to talk on the phone if you're interested in a person, and that's definitely a red flag. So to go over the list on stop texting and start talking, I'm gonna start with number 5 and work my way up to number 1. Is why the reason. Number 5 is you can't give everybody access to you. Because if you keep letting the person text you over and over again, you're not talking to them, they got access to kind of know when you go to work, whatever your day is, they kind of know you before you even get to know them. Basically, you're giving a stranger access of your lifestyle, because if they give you that good morning text all the time, then they're going to assume that you're at work or whatever. So sometimes I feel like don't even respond to some good morning texts unless you talk to them on the phone. How you feel about that, Mike?
Yeah, I definitely think of that as a real good key rule of thumb, because if you're giving a person access to you and you know they constantly seem like a pain in the ass or a little bit of a bother, then yeah, you got to give them a break, or should I say, let them give you a break, because when they know too much of your whereabouts, they easily analyze you, and you don't want a person like that, because it just shows that they have ulterior motives, and it's not good.
Yep, that's facts. That's facts. I see what you said. So true. They can't be texting while with a mate too. So yeah, you know, sometimes men do be with a mate and they could be texting while they with their girlfriend or texting while they with a person, and then you know, a lot of things could you just multitask a lot when you texting. And to me, like I said, if you're really wanting to get to know that person, like you said, Mike, pick up the phone and call them and get to know them. And then that show you that you're reciprocating, y'all both giving time to each other, that makes it better in the long run. So moving on to number 4 about texting and talking. You said, call me. Why don't you call in? I'm gonna put the number in the chat. I want a lady to call in tonight. I mean, it could be multiple ladies, but you know, it's funner when you guys call in. That we can get
China White to call in too, bro. I want to hear what they gotta say about this shit.
But Colin says text. But yeah, moving on to number 4. The next thing I would say about the texting part is you can't judge a person's character off of texting. You know, you can judge if they can actually text or write, or know how to put a comma and a period and a damn question mark in the text. You can tell, you can judge that part, but can you actually judge a person's character off texting? You can't judge a person's character. Let's see what we got here. Then we got Mo again.
Abbreviation.
Hello? Hello?
Hey, this is Mo. How you doing?
What's going on, Mo? How you doing?
Good. I was in the chat. I was saying call me instead of text, right? Because I feel like another thing with texting, a lot of times your message can be read wrong. They're reading it the way they want to. They're not reading exactly how it was written. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Facts. Do you how do you feel about the topic tonight? Dating after 30. I don't know your age, but dating after 30 is like going to a used car lot.
It's kind of like that's kind of harsh. That's kind of hurtful, but I guess it's true. I mean, it's harder the longer or the older you get, it's going to be a little more challenging to date.
Facts. That's another thing. Like sometimes, the harsh reality is the true reality, and we gotta get over. Just realize that for us to grow as people, we got to be real with one another. And a lot of times, people say, "I want you to be real. I want you to be real," but then when you come out with titles like this. And I took some of this down on my Instagram because some people be like overjudging me before they even see my content and know my character. Like, damn, you just put dating after 30 is like going to use car. Like, I think I had this on my Instagram, and I had a couple of people that clapped back at me about stuff. But I'm like, it's the truth. And if you're 30, 40 years old, you're not going to be marrying your first or second choice. You're going to be marrying your third, fourth choice, maybe. You only get maybe three or four or five people in a maybe 3 or 4 that actually is marriage material over your time in your life, so it could be harsh a little bit, Mo, but it's the truth though. But how you feel about that, Mike? Is that harsh talking about 30 dating after 30?
Man, that shit, let me tell you, the shit that I've seen out there is just not good, man. It just makes me want to stay single, period. Like, everything just stay single. For real. They got so much shit, situation shit, complications, and Nah. Especially if a lot of chicks got kids and they ain't got their shit wrapped up too tight. Nah, man, can't fuck with it.
Yeah, we gonna get on that in a minute. But moving on the list, you can't judge a person's character on texting. For me, that's a big no, big turn off. I might start off by messaging or texting somebody in the beginning, but the thing is, at some point of that interaction in the beginning, I'm gonna ask, when are you free to talk? So I can understand your character as a woman, and you can understand my character as a man. And that's a deal breaker for me. If you just give me to run around and text all day and say I can't have a phone conversation or I don't like talking on the phone, you tell me you don't like talking on the phone, you getting blocked by me. I'm done. Do y'all feel like that? Do y'all feel like that's too harsh for me or what? How you feel? How you feel, Mo?
Not sure I can understand after a while. That's a good thing if you're saying call me. That means I want to get to know you. Instead of, let's keep texting. That means that, okay, I'm be doing 20 other things and maybe I'll text you if I get a minute, if my hands get free. So call. I'm taking time out of my day. I might be busy. I'm taking time out to try to get to know you. So can you recognize that?
Yeah, facts. That is true. What you feel about that, Mike?
I mean, if she ain't putting in no kind of real effort, or that individual is like a time waster, they getting blocked too. I'd rather them go right back underneath the fucking rock that they crawled in from, or the fucking horse that they rode in on top with. Just hop right back on and get the fuck out of here. That bullshit. Seriously, because nobody has time to waste. I mean, you only got one life to live. In the meanwhile, what this person might be doing on the sideline is saying, okay, well, let me just go ahead and see what this person is doing because I'm bored. So maybe if I'm finished fucking with this person that I really got a serious interest in, I'm just going to go back when I'm bored to go back and deal with this person. Don't let nobody waste your time. You got to hold yourself to a higher standard and hold yourself to a higher value than what this person actually sees of you. And the way you do that is just don't fuck with them. Leave them alone.
Yeah. Speaking of being bored, it was a confession on Kevin Samuel's channel the other day. He did an Instagram live, and a girl was like, I had a good man, but I got bored, so I cheated on him. What the hell? Like, and now she regretted. Like, why would you like date a man and he doing everything, being a good provider, good protector, and then you get bored? Love, be honest, love at some point it will get normal, it will get bored. You're not gonna be sitting here, you shouldn't be sitting here worried about the world when you're in a relationship. You should be worried about each other. I ain't gonna say you're gonna get bored, but you will do some of the same things. That's why you gotta spice it up. But at the end of the day, the grass ain't greener on the other side. You gotta water your own. You know what I mean? So you definitely gotta water your own grass. So
I think of it like this. It's like he said, she's gonna die alone, bro. She's gonna die alone, bro.
Yeah.
That is what it is. She's gonna die alone. For all that stupid playing around and shit. She's gonna die alone.
Yeah.
I think that word bored is so dangerous because I'm thinking as that lady, if you are bored, go get a hobby, read a book, do whatever, spice up your relationship. Don't look outside your relationship to spice up your life. You're looking at him, I call it being your Kevin Hart. You're looking at him to be your Kevin Hart. Well, are you Kevin Hart? Are you Miss Entertainment? Are you Cedric the Entertainer in your relationship? So, he might have been bored too, but did he cheat? So I don't like that word bored. I feel like learn how to spice up your life and spice up your relationship. Don't go out unless you broke up with that person.
Yeah.
I tell her like this: if she's bored, if she's looking for some action, go join the fucking circus. That's the only hoop I'm gonna be running to is fucking putting money in my pocket. That's it.
But yeah, you're right. Being bored, that's something that really shouldn't come out your mouth. Like I said, you gotta water your grass. The grass ain't greener on the other side. Just water your grass. Keep your grass moist. Keep your grass going. Like I said, get spontaneous. Learn how to treat your man in a different way. And that comes with communication and connection. The person you was at 26, you're not going to be the same person at 28, 29. So instead of you getting bored, just communicate with your partner of the adventures that you want to try out, try new things, do spontaneous things, and it will help the relationship grow. So that's another one. All right. So number 3 on stop texting and start talking. I talked about it hurts people's communication and it hurts you from vetting out a narcissistic person, because narcissistic people, if they see that you all about, and really that's what they play at. Narcissistic people love to see a person that texts all the time, because they can get in your head psychologically by texting you the right things, and you thinking like, oh, he's a loving, kind guy, or she's a nice type of woman, and you could tell a person's truth by their conviction. And living in your truth and being honest about who you are as a person goes a long way. But when you sitting here and you're not, it mess up your social skills to understand who people are and how to vet them out. So how you feel about that, guys, that it hurts your communication, even though it's communication with social media and texting, but social media and texting is kind of hurting our social dynamic of who we are as people.
It definitely hurts, and it shortens.
Go ahead, Mike.
It definitely hurts the communication, and it shortchanges your. I don't want to say shortchange, but I mean, it's like a lazy. To me, it's like a lazy, disinterested way to. Okay, I shot a text, and sometimes they don't even want to shoot a text. And I'm like, wow, it took 2 seconds to text, and sometimes you don't even want to do that. So that's really showing that you're not interested.
Facts. How you feel about that, Mike? Do it. I feel like it's a playground for a narcissistic person when you use texting only. How you feel about that, Mike?
I mean, yeah. Let me just say, speaking from personal experience, I have 2 exes that are narcissistic. My first, what she does is she'll make like a random comment, or like a random comment to do certain things to trigger. Because all these people, they want your attention. They want to cut you down low, make you feel bad about yourself, and get your attention from off a text. Anything that they could use to feed off of your energy to get attention from you. The best thing to do is to just fucking ignore them. Don't give them any attention. Don't give them space. Pretend like they're dead. Like, don't even acknowledge them. That's how I leave it. And I think it's safer that way, because the narcissist is already hurting and dying inside.
And they monkey
have to let them die.
And they monkey branching on see who else supply they can steal. They get off.
Yep.
That's the gas. That's the gaslighting. They so like like I said, when a woman tell me I don't like talking on the phone, I just want to text, that tells me that she may be a narcissistic person, or vice versa. If a man tell the ladies in the chat, or the ladies, everybody that's a lady, if a man tell you he don't talk, then get rid of him for real, because he's gonna run his narcissistic traits on you, and you'll look up and down the line, you be like, who the hell is this guy? You know what I'm saying? Because you have to lead with your personality, not with your wallet, not with your beauty, not with you. Literally, you have to lead with your personality when you get attracted to somebody. And if you can't lead with your personality, then what you laying down with that guy for anyway, or that woman? My bad. Go ahead, Mike.
Here's another thing I want to put y'all on too. Also, be very careful and be very aware of when you give them the opportunity to lead in certain situations. You want to give them the opportunity to maybe like show or guide you on, know certain things. That never truly put the power in their hands. Know when to say no. Know when to say no, and know when to leave.
Exactly.
Because then you still have that power within yourself to know, okay, this person's a fucking narcissist. I'm out of here. Because when you give them a certain kind of leeway, they figure that they're running the show and they could do anything to you whenever they want, when they want, at will.
Yep. Manipulation is they one-on-one tactic to try to get you. They play the victim to make you feel bad. And if you're a loving, caring person in a relationship, and especially it's like if a man cares too much, then a woman can throw a narcissistic trait, or vice versa. If a woman cares too much, and a lot of times, let's just be honest, dating in your 30s and 40s, you get a good feel about a guy as a woman. You might pour into the guy a lot, and then next thing you know, he flips on you. Then he kind of got you because he feel like, oh, look at her age. She don't want to start over. She already invested in me. That's how narcissistic people work. If they get you to invest in them, and then they flip the script on them, and then when things that go wrong, they play the victim role and put it on you as if you did it.
Oh yeah. I know about that shit. And here's another one for y'all too. Check this out. Say for instance, if you've ever dealt with a narcissist, if they can't control you, just like Stacks 44 said, they'll play the victim role and have everyone, if they don't have you believing that they're the victim, they'll get other people around you to think or perceive them as being the victim when you're actually the victim, to get, how should I say, what they call it?
They get validation from other people, like it's okay. He's an asshole, she's an asshole, whatever. They want attention and validation from family members and friends, as if you being a narcissistic person is destroying their life, when they're the ones that's the narcissistic person, but they trying to paint a picture that they even, paint a picture a different way that, to make you look bad. I went through that myself, so. Somebody said, you telling my story.
Exactly. I've been through that before too.
Huh?
And I've been through that before too. And I found that most of the time while they're playing the victim, they're only seeing, this is what family and friends probably don't realize, or maybe they don't care. You're only hearing their side. And of course they're going to tell you their side to make it seem like, oh, I'm the one that's in the wrong. Look at what she or he is doing to me. And not saying what they're doing.
Yeah. Facts. So moving on along, did y'all have anything else to add on that before I move along to the next thing?
The other thing I wanted to say real quick about the communication, like text versus calling, and you talk about leading with your personality. I found that I had a situation like that too, where they didn't have a personality. That's why they wanted to text. When you would talk, it was like crickets. I always had to lead everything. I don't want to be the masculine energy.
Yeah. As a man, you're supposed to be the leader. The man's the head, the woman's the neck. You can't go nowhere without the neck anyway. But at the end of the day, a man is supposed to lead. Like, if you're going to take a young lady out, you're supposed to be the man. But like, I got plans to do this. I got plans to do that. That's why a woman should let a man court her. That's the key word. Court her. He has to be the leader, not the person that the woman have to hint around and then you get it. No, you got to show interest that you want to court her. But at the same time, women don't accept dates if you don't see yourself dealing with this guy in a serious manner. That's another issue. We'll talk about that in a second. But a lot of times you get women that just only deal with men because they bored. And I always tell guys, if you don't see yourself with that person or tell that person your true intentions in the beginning, then don't deal with that person. And vice versa. If you don't see yourself sleeping with that man, don't only take that man's money. And I ain't saying you got to sleep with him. I'm just saying, after 2 or 3 dates, if you really want to be attracted to him sexually or whatever, but don't keep going on dates that it's a dead end with the relationship, because you blocking your own blessings as a woman by accepting the dates with a guy that you wouldn't even want to even lay with. But that's a little tangent. So moving on to number 2 on stop texting and start talking. It just I said, well, it's you got to pour into a person. It helps to know that person is interested. I know we kind of cover it, but that was my number 2. It shows that you pouring into that person, you giving that person your time, you giving that person your energy. Eventually when you talk to a person, you understand a lot, because anybody could talk it, but do they actually walk it? When I tell a person I'm grinding during the week, doing work, then I'm jumping my YouTube channels, I'm in the gym. If the person looks at my Instagram or look at my YouTube or talk to me on a daily, they know my lifestyle, and I'm talking it and I'm walking it. And a lot of times, and if I give you a chance for a conversation, I actually like you. It showed that I'm interested in getting to know you. So pouring into a person and reciprocation goes a long way. How you feel about that, Mike?
Man, that shit is real shit, because if you figure, if you putting in all the work and you letting the person know, hey, listen, this is what I do. This is what I have, to come to the table with. What is it that you're exactly doing on your end? If they can't say that they ain't doing as much as you, or at least trying and actually showing that effort, I honestly wouldn't fuck with them, man. I go to the gym. I do my work. I do what I gotta do. Most of all, I read them books and shit, rather than playing into too much of this roles of society or with this other crazy ass shit that's going on. Like you said, walk it like you talk it.
Yeah, the world is there to distract you with things and stuff like that. So how you feel, Mo? I didn't want to jump you off. I was gonna say something else in a second though.
I definitely think it's an investment too. People invest in it, and I recognize that men, especially, but some women might disagree. But I feel like men, especially, invest in what they care about. That's what I've noticed. Like you care about your car, you go wash it, you put gas in it, you keep it maintained up to par and everything. And same thing with a simple call. I want to invest my time, which is irreplaceable. I want to invest my time into you. Yeah. Not with a text, a call.
The most important things we have in our life is our time and our choices. And, if you're a person choosing to interact with you and talk to you, you treat people like you want to be treated, And that's one thing about me. If I meet a young lady and all she want me to do is chase, then she could see my shoes because I'm gone. I'm not about to be chasing nobody that's not going to be reciprocating towards me. It's 100-100. It's not 50-50. You give your best effort, I give my best effort, and we see where it goes. That's how I feel. And just be real in the beginning. All right, so the last thing I want to talk about on Stop Texting and Stop Talking, at the end of the day, with all the social media, everything, it destroys people's social skills. Like, you could be out in public and you see a young lady and a guy might not even want to walk up and talk to him, but definitely on Instagram, it's easy for them to slide into the DM. It's easy for them to jump on a dating website and grab, message them. But in day-to-day, we becoming bots. We becoming robots. And interactions or being out in the public, you don't know how to talk to nobody, but you know how to slide in people's DMs and stuff like that. So I feel like at the end of the day, with Stop Texting and Start Talking, it's destroying everybody's social skills. I know we have social media, we have social this, social that. I know before COVID, social distancing, I get that, but at the end of the day, it's not wrong with a woman seeing a man using a choosing signal so he can come over and talk to you and go from there. And I'm gonna start with Mike because, man, we are the hunters. Women, you guys are pretty much are the you the receivers and stuff. So we got to go out and get you. We got to go out. We at the grocery store. We at the gas station. We got to walk up to you and ask you for talk to you. So does it take Mike? Do you feel like it takes away a man's social dynamic when dealing with the texting and talking, or just relying on getting in DMs?
It does because it just seems so generic. When it seems so generic like that, but when you want to deal with an individual, it goes in a whole different direction.
You all right? I think Mike put it on hold for a second. You good, Mike?
Yeah, hold on a second. Let me try to get away from this noise and shit. Nah, I think it takes away from the masculinity of it all because if it's so ready-made, you're not showing the person who you really are, whether they're really wanting to deal with you or not. You got to go through the phone first. I mean, I can understand texting at the beginning, but when you want to get into more detail and more shit that's real, you got to either get off the phone or do a couple of, face-to-faces. That way you can have a better understanding of what's going on between you and that individual to see who they really are. I always say face-to-face is always best if you can't do it on the phone because you see the visual, the verbal language, and the nonverbal language, like the body language. You ask them a question, do they look up into the air, do they look away from you, or do they look you directly in the eye and, up front, let you know how they are. But if they're not telling you shit, you can easily misinterpret, like Mo said, through a text message. You can misinterpret a message through text message. So you could be putting out a message of what you really are about, but that person may not take in that same information of that message that you're trying to have them perceive of you. And they might take it the wrong way or take it in a whole different way, hoping that they may either have higher or lower expectations of you. It could be misinterpreted in different ways. So, yeah, it's always best to have a face-to-face or over the phone rather than a text. A text just totally destroys everything. And I'm saying that all firsthand through experience.
Facts. Because, I mean, at the end of the day, I'm going to get to Mo in a second. What I see sometimes what guys do when they out and about is they go to a woman and they be like, well, what's your Instagram? Instead of asking for a number, they go straight into asking about what their social media. Then they try to slide in the DM earlier. You know how weak you look? You don't even look like a man by not sitting there asking her and talking to her, asking her, and just being honest and being interested in her. And when you sitting there trying to be like, what's your Instagram? Get your Instagram and slide in there. Are you a man or are you a fan? You got to ask yourself one or two questions. Either you're going to be a man or you're going to be a woman's fan. How you, my bad, Mo. Go ahead, Mo. How you feel about that?
I had two things with that. Because just when Mike was talking, I was thinking about a few years ago when the guy asked about Facebook. Instagram, Facebook, same thing. Instead of talking, and then I found out later, well, that's what he lived on Facebook. He talked to everybody. He slid into everybody's DMs. But back to the social media destroying the communication, I think it 100% destroys the communication. I think verbally and written. You see all these quick messages and posts that people make. They don't even know. That's one of my pet peeves. They don't know how to spell. If you can communicate. But, I mean, another thing is communicating. That's more important. And I think that a text should be sent for a quick, okay, yeah, babe, I'm on my way. You know, we talked a little bit. We said we're going to meet just for giving you a quick reminder or something, not to get to know someone and have 20 texts every day and never pick up the phone.
Yeah. It definitely is a turnoff. Definitely. Well, especially like I said, this topic, dating after 30. People in their 30s are pretty much damn near 80 babies. 80 babies. So, or early 90s, whatever you want to call it. But, in our era, that's what we had to do. We had to use phones. We had to get to know a person. So dating after 30, if somebody's still just texting and don't want to talk, and I'm gonna close on that one, on that note, on that video topic, is a person that's just in their 30s and they don't want to text and talk. That means they all about games, woman, man, whoever. If that's what they doing, that's a red flag. Don't deal with them. So,
I had one last
yeah, go ahead.
I forgot and just remembered.
My bad.
The thing that also destroys it is when you text and drive. Like,
hold on real quick. Hold on. I got another call coming in. Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, who this? Yeah. Hello? That was a troll, guys. Sometimes we get trolls calling here.
Mm-hmm.
I had to check. He was talking about somebody was in the hospital. He tried to go a different route to try to be trolling. That ain't happening on here today. I'll hear what the hell you talking about, but you ain't gonna get on the airwaves. So anyway, my bad. Now what you were saying, Mo?
How crazy is that somebody would text and drive? Why can't you just put it on speaker so again you can communicate? Why are you risking everybody's life on the road and your own to text and drive?
Yeah, it'd be like that.
You know what a Bluetooth is and shit.
I remember
Exactly.
I was dating a young lady and she ended up in a ditch trying to text and drive. I'm like, why you didn't call somebody? Like, but unfortunately people are connected to that phone. So,
Mm-hmm.
and they.
I mean, there is fucking talk to speech on the fucking microphone on the car. Like, they got that shit. This shit was fuck.
And I've heard cars number. Like, you could dial in through your car and talk to them. You don't have to text and write it up.
Yeah.
Well, I know it's 300 and I know it's 300 to went you out of a ditch.
Oh man, that's crazy. All right, so now I'm gonna talk about my video. I talked about this on one other videos, but I'm gonna talk about, you know, it's a scripture, he who finds a wife finds a good thing. And a lot of times people get that scripture mixed up. And I always say, and I did a video, 10 things to make a wife a wife before getting married. 10 things to make a woman a wife before getting married. And at the end of the day, a woman has to be a wife before she even gets married. Because that's basically what the scripture's saying. Are you making yourself that? Because your mother, your grandmother, your father, all those people should shape you into being a wife before you even find a husband or a husband find you. So you got to be a wife before you get married. And a lot of times women just want that day. Like Mike always say, it's all about the day to certain women. It's not about being a wife after that day when you get married. It's about really before the day even start, you got to be a wife. So I'm going to go over this, the 10 things that make a woman a wife before getting married. The first thing is her spiritual, really, is she God-fearing woman? Do she understands the natural order? You know, Eve was put on this earth to help out Adam. Do she understand that her ultimate job is to be a helpmeet, and the ultimate job is to multiply, to allow the man to make his job easier, be his piece to his pillow, like my girl China White always say. So I'm gonna start with Mo, since we talking about the women on this one. How you feel about that one, Mo? He who finds a wife finds a good thing. But the first thing, I feel like a woman that is gonna be, if she wants to be a wife, she got to be God-fearing.
I agree. Be God-fearing. Be ready to be you said the neck, right? I get it.
Yeah, she got to be the helpmate. I can't move my big ass head if I ain't got my neck. I ain't got no neck now. But
right, because like you mentioned Adam and Eve. Adam and Eve was about, okay, Eve is here to help Adam, not, okay, Adam, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm about to get my own garden, my own, I'm being silly, but I'm just saying, yes, you're there to assist, not compete with him. Yeah.
And that's what we have today. A lot of masculine fucking energy from women. And when I feel masculine energy, I ain't gonna lie. I get women sometimes y'all gotta fend for yourself because y'all might be single mothers or single women. But when you gotta turn that volume down when you trying to date. Because a real man is not gonna fucking want to deal with that shit. I'm being honest. But how you feel, Mike? Are you done? No, go ahead, Mo.
One more thing I wanted to say. I see a lot of modern wives too that are still single-minded. Like, you're married, but you still want to go out in the club. Like, and most of the time, I feel like that's the first thing a husband would think is, are you going out to the club to find somebody? I don't know. Yeah, because sometimes women...
They think like that. It's sad. It shows that they haven't grown.
Mm-hmm. They got bored. Right? They got bored. So they were like, my husband is not this, not that. Let me go out here and see if I can go out in the club and find another man or something. I don't know. And, women are deluded with the attention from social media. And that we'll get on that in a second. Actually, that's going to be the third thing on this list pretty much. But the next thing will be you got anything to add on that, Mike? About Adam and Eve and a woman being a helpmeet to a man?
Like you said from before, man, she has to be God-fearing and most of all know her place. If she's at any time out of place, or if she doesn't know, what it means to be feminine and stay in that feminine role and stay in her lane, know her lane and stay in it, not be weaving all in and out of the road with fucking hazards on. If she don't know about that shit, then I do not want to deal with her. Like, I look at her as the lowest individual on earth. Like, I don't even want them near me. I socially distance them, not 6 feet, but like forever and a mile, son. I don't fuck around with that shit. I don't like that kind of energy around me.
Yeah. That's a good point, Mo. You brought up that a woman sometimes think they're way a man is going to be the strongest sex, and some women think they're stronger than men these days, and unfortunately, some women way more than men these days. We'll get on that in a minute. All right, so the next thing is how she view her parents. That goes a long way of how she can build her legacy. Either, let's be honest, with anybody, a woman or a man, either when you view your parents, you supposed to respect the mother and father, but either you're gonna view your parents as if your parents are gonna help you build a legacy, or your parents gonna motivate you to make a better legacy for yourself. Because like my mom, my dad came from different two backgrounds. My dad was pretty much adopted, and he viewed, he didn't have a chance to view his mother and his father, but at the same time, he was motivated to have a family when he grew up. My mom had 7 brothers. I mean, well, not 7 brothers, but it was 7 of them and 8 children in all. So she had a big family with her mother and father. So she knew how to go into legacy, but she met a man that actually wanted to build a legacy. So just because you don't have the ideal parents, do not make you a loser. And actually, it makes you a winner, kid, motivate you to have something better down the line for your own life. So how do you guys feel about that? Viewing your parents goes a long way. I'll start with Mo.
I think how you view your parents is important. Sometimes I've seen a child or an adult from a 2-parent household that acted more desperate than the lady that only might have just had her mom and dad. So it's very important.
It's very important. What about you, Mike? How you feel about the parent household?
I mean, the parent household, I was very fortunate to have both my parents. Not that many people were very fortunate to have both their parents, and I just want to say that, don't look at this as a bad thing. Look at it as a way of helping you to be more forthcoming and to help improve on your situation by working with what you have. So that definitely does play a very important role.
Facts. If you coming in from the other stream, we're on YouTube, Stack 44. We're taking calls. I know I got Mo and Mike on the panel. So if you want to come in on Stack 44 on YouTube, we can allow more people on the phone line. Just don't be trolling. Somebody just call them troll, but who cares? We'll block them off, the trolls. But
I have a question right quick too.
Yeah, go ahead, Mo.
So what do you two think about, let's say if I was a parent, I don't have children, but let's say a parent, I've seen, she was married, but I've seen women and men stay in a toxic situation. And they were 2 examples I'm thinking of. One was a man, one was a woman. They were both married with children. They stayed in a toxic situation so they could have that 2-parent household. So sometimes it hurts the kid, it hurts the child. Yeah. What do you think about that when you have the parents there, but it's still not healthy for the children? It's not healthy for the parents either.
Well, that's when the child has to realize that this is not right. And that's when they motivated to change that cycle. Just like a lot of times people have that cycle when children don't, people don't graduate in the family, but they want to be the first person to graduate. They want to be the first person to do this, the first person to do that. Is you motivated off of your losses in life, and your lessons become testimonies later of what you didn't have, so you could appreciate what you do have moving forward. So a lot of times when you can't view your parents because you probably don't know your parents, or you see your parents acting crazy, that's when it motivates you to not to end that cycle. Because when you're 13 years old, God started talking to everybody even more when they're teenagers. That's like in the Bible, you're responsible for all your sins after 13, 14 years old. So you could play that role like you didn't know better because you had bad parents, and people play that victim role forever. But do you actually take heed of what your heart is telling you to do to change, no matter how you view your parents? That's why I said how you view your parents, because at some point you're responsible for your life. That's why I got you versus you. Somebody just asked me, can you elaborate on what you versus you mean? You versus you for me is basically realizing that you are your own world. Your two choices in life is your time and your choices. That's the most important things you have in your life, and your time and your choices. And if you go out and do dumb shit, you need to expect dumb stuff. But if you go out there and work hard, it might not guarantee you anything, but no work will guarantee you nothing. So that's why you versus you is very important, because you make the change of what you do in your life. So that's a little tangent, because somebody asked me that in the chat, what the shirt mean. But basically, it starts with you and it ends with you. You're gonna come in this world alone. You're gonna die alone. Period. So
I like the message of that. Just real quick, I want to say I like the message of that shirt, because I feel like just the way some people say that, okay, get out of your own way. The way you stand in your way, you're also the one that can carry you to the highest peaks, to the highest mountain. You can also keep yourself down on the curb. So it's up to you.
Yeah, it's always up to you. It shouldn't be, nobody should be in your way but yourself. You gotta realize people that come in your that you, like I said, you fire the people that's in your life. You look at people like this: either you're with me, or you're against me, or you're just in my way. And if you're a sensible person, a sensible woman or man, you can watch it for problems and prepares to meet them. The fool never looks ahead. And a person that don't know theyself and love theyself, they're the fucking fool. That's how I feel about it. Hey, sometimes you gotta lose a little cuss words on here, you know what I'm saying? I mean, we all grown, but sometimes you gotta be honest about who is fool, who's not fool. So, but like I said, we on Stack 44 on YouTube. Anybody want to come over from the other stream and join the panel, or join the chat in there, or call in? Go ahead, Stack 44 on YouTube. My bad. Go ahead, Mike.
That's so good, man. I'm gonna say it like this: like on Stacks 44 channel, man, we discuss real shit, man. We ain't got no time to be on some advertising and all this other shit. It's real shit. So if anybody who could relate could come in here and tell their story, that's cool too. Just as long as it's kept on topic, no fucking trolls. Last time we warning y'all. But getting back on topic, the situation where you said certain people just stayed in bad toxic relationships, whether they were married at first. It's time, when you see the situation for what it really is, you can try to work it out. But if that shit ain't gonna work, man, it's just not gonna work. You have to be the bigger person and know when to bow out gracefully. Like things happen in life. You may take it as a loss. Don't take it as a loss. Take it as a lesson. And know what you won't do the next time. What lessons did you learn on not dealing with certain situations and with certain people? Because it takes the bigger person to say, you know what, this shit is not working. It's repeated to the point of insanity. And when you look up the definition of insanity, is when you're repeating the same process just to get the same result over and over and over. It's no point in doing it. It's not going to help. Best thing to do is to just build yourself up, make yourself into a better person to get a better result than what you're getting if that shit isn't working out. Because beliefs are different between you and that other individual or whatever you got that's going on. But just make sure you keep on focus. And if you got kids together, focus on the kids. Because the relationship ain't about y'all no more. So if it's over, y'all could go your separate ways. And some people, they get better and become a better individual being away from that person. Because like Stack said before with that other individual that said, if they ain't holding you down, they slowing you down. And that shit is real. If they got an anchor at the bottom of the sea, your ass can't go nowhere until you pull that anchor up and ship out, set sail on your life, on your journey, because you only got one life to live.
Facts.
So I have a question about the topic again, about the dating over 30 is like dealing with the used car, or that's what you said, right?
It's like going to a used car lot trying to pick the best car for your situation.
And then
I had a person say dating over 30 is like shuffling through recycled cars. Oh my God.
Going to the Savage Yard. My bad. Go ahead, Mo.
What do you all feel about, since you might be a person that's over 30 going to a used car lot, and you're more likely to run into people that might be divorced or, in some cases, have kids, grandkids. You know, I mean, how do you go into those situations, especially if they're divorced?
You just gotta find somebody that's gonna be true about their testimony. That's the biggest thing when you deal with people. And a woman at that 30 should know when a man playing games just to get some booty. You gotta understand. That's why I said that texting and talking is very important, because you gotta vet out what type of energy this guy is bringing to you. Not to say every time you deal with somebody with good energy that y'all gonna be ideal, but at least some type of companionship, that this man taught me something or this woman taught me something while we was around each other, that wasn't a complete waste of time. And that's another thing. We got to stop shooting for the stars, because we got to realize what brought me to where I'm at now. I get people don't want to waste their time, but still enjoy the time with people that you interact with, because God is speaking to you through people. And if people that you glad you meet or happy you met, they might not be the one all the way for you, but they might direct you to the one later down for you. So always be open to see if somebody can be true about their testimony and true about their life. And if it don't fit, you must have quit. Like Johnny Cochran said, for real. I mean, it just don't fit your life, don't fit, but always have an open mind. Because when you go in there just thinking everything gonna be perfect, you're holding yourself to a standard that you can't live by, because everybody's not perfect. You put you're setting yourself up for unrealistic expectations. That's why this video is out there. Dating after 30 is like going to a used car lot. Only time it's new to a person is like my son. He's 20 years old. He's got a girlfriend 19. That's new car lot shit right there. That's new dating. They don't got a high body count. They're together. They're in college. They're building. They're pair bond. After you 30, you got debts. You got kids. You got all this moving parts of shit that you got to realize, how can I compromise with this car so I can drive this motherfucker off the lot and get what I need to go in life? Because let's be honest, unless you live in New York or Chicago or a hell of a transportation service, you need a car to. So that's why I use that analogy. My bad. Go ahead,
It's interesting. You mentioned, like you said, 20 and 19. So in 2019, let's say 5 years from now, they might decide to start a family after graduating and everything. Then let's say 10 more years if they don't. But just not them specifically, but if you get to the point where after 20, then you're 35 and you're like, okay, well, that didn't work. Then you go maybe 39, 40. Then it's like, if you had that mentality, been there, done that, then it makes it tougher to date over 32, because you've already.
And that's why.
I guess what
and that's why it's
stage and everything.
And that's why it's hard, because nothing on the market. Once you buy it, it grows value, and it don't grow value in age. Even us. Mm-hmm. I'm not the same guy I was when I was 22 and I'm 39. I might have got more wiser, but at the end of the day, somebody new that see me, that's a 23, 24-year-old woman, she might consider me as old ass man. That she'd rather deal with a guy her age, but it teaches his own. So for me, I might be valuable for myself, but for a younger woman, I might not be valuable for her. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, it's all about, it's all about the person inside who you are. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I look at it like this when I laugh.
We're on YouTube. Hold on. We're on YouTube on this stream, but we're on YouTube on Stack 44 on my YouTube channel. And we talking about dating after 30 is like going to a used car lot. So if you want to jump over there to that stream, it's cool. And then you can get the number. If you want to call in and join a panel real quick, you can do that too. So it's Stack 44 YouTube. So go to YouTube and go to Stack 44. And if you want to call in, the number is in the chat. Yeah, she said dating after 30 is trash. Nah, my bad. What you was saying? What you was about to say, Mike?
Yo, man, I think about it like this. If an individual doesn't value you, whether they be, young or around the same age, if they're looking for, different things or whatever, if they may consider you old, and they say, oh, now you old, but they'll deal with a nigga that don't got shit, that says a lot about her mentality. And when she grows up, she could be with that same dude that ain't got shit, and then have kids by him, and then end up doing what? Looking for the nigga that got something or is about something. Same thing with the flip reversal role for the lady. If you got an ain't shit individual that says, "Oh, now you too old or you too young, but you got all your shit together," watch what happens when they fuck up.
It's stack 44, sweetheart. Stack 44.
They'll come straight
stack
to you.
44. My bad. Go ahead, Mike. Now somebody she put state 34. No, stack 44.
That's probably a troll. Bro.
Nah, I don't think she trolling. She just didn't hear it right. But go ahead, Mike.
Oh, okay. Yeah. More than likely, if that person doesn't have anything, or they say you too old, but you got all your shit together, it'd be the same ones that'll drop right back on your shit and be like, yeah, this is like after they pop out a couple of kids and say, yeah, I really liked you. I'm like, get the fuck out of here, man. Fuck out of here. You got shit to offer me. I'm too old, remember? But you want that iPhone 12, right? That shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Out, man. But yeah, it's crazy though. She said she here now. She not a troll. She on stack 44 now, bro.
Oh, okay. All right, so it'll call in.
Right. I've seen the opposite of that too, where instead of them saying, okay, you're too old, but a young lady would get with a significantly older man looking for maybe stability and this and that, and then they find that, okay, he's actually right. Maybe a sugar daddy, but then she found that he was playing as many games, if not more games, than somebody her own age. So
that ulterior motive, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, my bad. Let's keep going down the list now. So we got stuck on how she viewed her parents like a mug. So the next, it's cool, but so the next thing was number 3 on what makes a woman a wife before she gets married is her class. It's like her class is everything. Like Instagram or Facebook. If a woman has a trashy Instagram account or Facebook, she's for the streets. Let's just be honest with it. You are for the streets. It's cool to have some certain type of pictures, but if it's just all sexual, it's all like almost close to fans only type shit, no, you're not a wife, because a man is going to look at you as if you are literally giving your vag or showing a preview of your vag to everybody. So at the end of the day, as a woman, you got to respect yourself and have class, have dignity. What's up, grown man? Biz is in the house. I see you, grown man.
Oh, shit.
GMB in the crib, in the house.
I have a comment about that. You said, what was that third one you said?
I said class. A woman need to have class. Right. Show class.
So I had a question about that. Let's say if you have a Cardi B and her husband type, I feel like, do you agree that when a man takes a wife, it all depends on what is that man looking for? Because, let's say if Cardi B was just working at Wendy's. I mean, she's not the rapper Cardi B. She just might be Veronica at Wendy's, and she meets that husband, I forget his name, and he might work at Target or wherever. Do you think that it's a certain type of man that goes for, like you said, for the streets? But there's some people that's marrying those for the street chicks.
I mean, some men don't know nothing but street chicks. I mean, some women don't know nothing but street men. I mean, I seen a woman on a post one day said a guy was like, she said she just can't date a dude that work a 9 to 5, and that she letting you know I'm for the streets. But at the end of the day, the dude was like, even if he make $500,000 a year, would you date him? And she's like, no, I still wouldn't date this guy. So some people are for the streets. You know, they grow up in poverty and they used to seeing people hustle, smoke 4 or 5 blunts a day. That's what they used to. So, you know, you are a product of your environment. So, you know, sometimes how you view what you see growing up is how you view the world. You know, if you become worldly.
When she said, I don't want to date it, or I've never dated a 9 to 5 man, was she talking about she wants a hustler, or was she talking about she wants some type of athlete or so, you know, a millionaire? Because I thought that she was talking about she wants someone that had an entrepreneur or something. She's talking about a drug dealer?
She basically saying she wants a street dude. Period.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. And then on top of that, you also got to remember what it all boils down to, that individual's mentality. Like Stack 44 said, you know, if you see them, you know, putting all of that shit out there, me personally, in my opinion, I know they already don't have class because they're already showing off all their shit. Secondly, it always shows to me that they have nothing to offer. It's like putting an advertisement out of here. It's like, yo, fuck me before all my goods are gone. Fuck me. But then it's just like, yo, I can't fuck you. You already fucked. I can't fuck with somebody that fucked. Like, you already fucked. You're finished. You have nothing to offer. At the end of the day, you have nothing to offer. And why am I even bothering investing even my time with you?
Facts.
You know, that's what it all boils down to.
Facts.
I have one more thing to say about the class thing. So what do you think about that Birkin bag comment? Like, oh, don't mess with him if he can't get you a Birkin bag.
I mean, that just show you that she's all about what you can do for her, not what you have as a man. Because at the end of the day, just like my boy grown man in here, you know what I'm saying? He been with his wife from damn near day one. You know what I'm saying? So if he lost it all, she know he the type of man that could get it all back. So any woman that want to deal with a guy, I call these women finish line women. But at the end of the day, they don't get the trick about being a finish line woman. They want everything there when a man is done running the race. But at the end of the day, they setting themselves up to be finished. Let's see what we got coming in. Hello? Hello? You gonna say something? Guess we're gonna be dropping this one.
Hello?
Oh, you trolling? Trolling. Another troll.
Okay, dumbass. Anyway, yeah, but continue what you were saying.
But yeah,
you set yourself up for failure and shit.
Yeah, you setting yourself up for failure because when a man has options and he realizes what you're here for, you're gonna be the one played. And then these are the women that be running around talking about this guy playing games, but you played all the games until you got to the guy you wanted. And now it's funny how the world works. You play people for so long to get where you want. Then you see a guy that got everything you want, then he plays you. That's why I say, you know, a lot of times certain women don't want to be at the start line. They don't want to be in the race. They want to be at the finish line when guys got their shit together. But you're not realizing that when he's at the finish line being an Olympic champion, everybody wants a piece of him. He picks who he wants, and he plays with the ones he don't. That's the sad part about it.
Do you think that it's more valuable? I mean, from the Mike and Stack perspective, generally, do you think it's more valuable to have a woman that is more classy, let's say bourgeois, or someone that maybe she grew up in the street, but she's willing to, or she's trainable? I don't want to say trainable, but let's just say she is open-minded to learn what a woman should do for when she's with her husband. You can't prepare herself for her husband.
If she's doing it only for that, then it's not gonna work. If a woman is only doing that for a husband, that means soon as he shows some lack of that he can't provide and be the man that she dream about, she's gonna go back to the streets. Yep. When people clean, when people,
she belongs to the streets.
Yeah, when people change for the better of themselves, they change because they want to change. And that and new people in their life, that's a product that comes with it. If you just change for the end goal of a husband or a certain thing to get out of life, then eventually when things don't come the way you want to come, then eventually you're gonna go back to what you know. Just like a dope fiend. A dope fiend is only getting clean because they want a job. Just like off New Jack City, you see Chris Rock character. I forgot what his name was. He got clean just because he wanted to work with Ice-T to go undercover to bring down Nino Brown. But he wasn't getting clean for himself. He got clean because he wanted to get a job to help the police. But once he got to the point when it was every day doing the same shit every day and he was around that crack, he had to get high. And when he got high, he blew up the fucking spot.
Exactly.
So same thing with a woman. If she only doing it for her husband, eventually she could get a husband, but then she can go out one weekend with her girls to a night out and then turn back into what she was before.
So I'm saying when you talk about when a woman is preparing, or you said she has to be a wife before she even gets. Be a wife before you even get the husband, right? That's what you were saying.
Yeah, you have to be. You have to be a wife before you even entertain a man to be a husband. You have to have the wife qualities. You have to show the class. Let me go over the list. I'm gonna go over the list all the way down because it's like we don't get through the list tonight. First thing, she gotta be God-fearing. She gotta understand the natural order. She has to how she view her parents goes a long way. She has to have class as a woman. She also has to have a consistent personality that actually she know who she is as a woman. You know what I'm saying? So she has to have consistently personality, not mood swings. You know, sometimes women that don't know themselves and don't love themselves, they change just like the weather. So, and another thing, she has to understand a man's point of view. A man has to conquer the world sometimes. And they need that woman to be a piece to his pillow, not a problem to his pillow. All right. Number 6, she has to be honest and good faith. Be honest while you in the relationship. Don't be honest when you leave in the relationship. A lot of women get honest when at the end. Be honest to help the relationship grow and be fruitful. You know what I'm saying? Number 7, she has to welcome her role. I use the analogy of Jordan wouldn't won 6 championships without Scottie Pippen. He needs a Scottie Pippen. He needs a Batman to his Robin. Somebody that understand that you got to do the dirty work so I can out here build shit, build a foundation as a man. You know, men are the builders. Number 7, she has to be comfortable with being real or just being who she is with her own skin. Not all this damn clown makeup. Not all this fake ass nails and shit all the damn time. At some point, those are enhancements, accessories to make a woman look good. But at the end of the day, can you take off all that shit and show me who you are and be comfortable who you are as a woman? I ain't saying say. Yeah. Number 9, she gotta be a woman that teaches that treat her fitness like her hygiene. No man wants to deal with a woman that's gonna get fat and out of shape. I don't care if she had 2, 3 kids. She need to work on her fitness. For her health is her wealth. And the last thing, her money should be on point. Women are the biggest consumers in the world. They carry more debt than men. Are you gonna sit there and say you want a man and then you don't got your finances together? A man gonna look at you as if like, God damn, you ain't got your finances together. I can't fuck with you. Period. Because he gonna feel like that's your motive. If you come to a man and you don't got bad finances, he gonna look at you like that ain't your motive. You know what I'm saying? So that's the 10. So you got anything you want to add, Mo? What's up, grown man? I see you shared it. Thanks, man, for sharing the video, bro.
Can you give an example of number 6? That number 6 bullet point.
Number 6 was be honest and good faith. And a lot of times women do not be honest until they leave in a relationship. A lot of times, just like Beyonce's song we talked about last week, to the left, she was getting rid of the dude, But at the same time, when she getting rid of the dude, she calling another dude up. Women will actually tap out while they in a relationship and not be honest. Basically what I'm saying is women need to be honest before they go get the side dude. You don't need the side dude. Just water your own grass. And a lot of times women will go get a side motherfucker and waiting for this shit to blow up with the guy she built with. Because at the end of the day, come on, let's just be real. If you was my wife right now, Mo, and we wasn't working out right now, and you can go out right now and go out and meet a man in the bar and be like, man, and I'm thinking you out with your girls, you come home at 2, you can go to the bar within that half an hour and just have sex with the dude and then come back at the same time. Let me see. Hold on, y'all. Let me see. Maybe it's not a troll, maybe it's not.
Oh, it's being recorded.
Oh, shit. My bad, guys. All right, but you understand what I'm saying, Mo?
Yes, but okay, so in that situation, I would love to have a reasonable partner that could listen and understand, okay, if we got to the end of the road, instead of me dipping off, having a to the left brother, I want to sit you down, we sit each other down and say, well, for whatever reason, this isn't going how we thought it would go. And he wouldn't want to go upside my head or he wouldn't want to curse me out or anything. He would just say, okay, just be reasonable.
And that's what's facts.
Vice versa.
Women don't do that, though. A lot of women do not do that. They sit there and they're lazy. Women are lazy in this today's society. So they rather be dishonest and keep getting the fruits of the labor of the man and play games and line up the replacement before they leave. They do. Not all, but not all of them. But that's why I mean that's so important by being a wife is you stick it out through the thick and the thin. That's why it says to death do us part. That's basically talking about the good times, the bad times, and everything. This day and age, a man needs loyalty, respect, encouragement, food, and sex. That's all the fuck we need. And women don't understand that.
That reminds me earlier when you mentioned, did you want to say something, Mike?
No. Go ahead. Do y'all. I'm just chilling back here today. I'm just listening. Go ahead. Do your thing, girl.
That reminded me earlier when you mentioned the lady that said, well, yeah, I had a good man, but I got bored and stepped out. And I'm just thinking, do women as a whole, in general, do you even, like you said, they don't do that. Would you even know how to approach? Because I think that excites them to dip off on the side and creep with other people when you can woman up, tell this man you're not happy in a relationship and leave. But it's not boring if you're going over there behind his back.
But it's stuck in their DNA. A lot of this shit stuck in women's DNA, like we talked about last week. The song I Creep from TLC. A lot of these girls heard that shit when they was 11, 12 years old. That's in their 30s now. And they feel like, oh, they sung about it. It's cool to have a little dude on the side. You know what I mean? So it's in our culture to like think about stupid shit like that. Like that's why I said she has to be a wife before anything. And when you a wife before anything, that means you put the Most High in the man first. And you can't go nowhere without a man and the man upstairs. The Most High is gotta be the guider. If you go by the Bible, you know, he brought the woman to be a helpmate, not a woman to sit here and try to compete with the man. I know guys at my job right now that they wife make more than them, but they still run the household. And most of the black communities, when a woman go out there and get her career and get her money, she wants to tell the man what the fuck to do and how to level up even more, instead of just being like, you know what, I know how it's supposed to go. Just because I make more money, you don't mean you're not you're the same value as me. Actually, you're still the man. You're still the stronger sex. A lot of women, you know, and that's another thing about dating in your 30s. Sometimes you may have more than a man, but if a man have character and, you know, responsibility and show leadership, it doesn't matter how much you make. If you got 25 cents, he got 5 cents, y'all got 30 cents.
I like the fact that, you know, when they listen to that song and be like, yeah, I creep on the download, doing all of that funny shit. Sooner or later, when it catches up to them and she hit the wall, she be screaming, fuck up in the game. Or check it out, when they fuck around so long and that shit creeps up on them, and then they're gonna be like, yo, where all the good men going? A lot of dudes be like, nah, honey, we ain't checking on you. We checking on the younger chick. You just a pump and dump. I've seen a dude tell this chick that one time to her face. The amount of fucking hurt. I just stood there and just watched. You know what I mean? Because I'll be like that roach nigga in the corner, just looking at everything on the wall, just chilling. And reality hit her the hardest. And I think that was from all the karma, from all the shit that she did. She can't find another man. And I'm just like, shameful. But that's another story.
Right. Just like we mentioned last week about all these messages and these songs and so forth. I feel like it's unfortunate that we've been programmed to think that it's cute to have a creep buddy. And then when they used to talk about the Cosby Show, and they said, "Oh, that's fake." Why is it fake to see a 2-parent household? Not only that, but they had very lucrative jobs. I mean, they had professional jobs. All the kids were, you know, from these 2 parents, and they used to say that was fake all the time.
I mean, no, hold on. I'm gonna stop you right there, though. And this is where these other people, when they fuck up and they said that kind of household is fake, they're saying that kind of household is fake is because they never were in that type of environment to be fortunate enough to be raised by a hard-working family. You know, just because you don't see it doesn't mean that it's not there. I know a person who's black, or, you know, a person of color. Doesn't matter what color you are, but when you're raised in that kind of environment as somebody that's going to be equally yoked, or you're at the higher ladder of class, when it comes to the upper class, they won't be found in no areas where they say, oh, that's fake. More than likely, the individuals that are saying that that's fake are probably low class and haven't seen, or, you know, happen to mingle around those kind of individuals, because those kind of individuals that are higher class, they don't want none of that kind of shit near them at all.
Or they don't want
it. Yeah.
Or they don't want it because the same people that's saying that shit fake, they run out there buying $250 damn shoes and thinking that's gonna make their life better.
Exactly.
That don't make no damn sense.
Exactly. They could take that same fucking $250 and invest in themselves and make themselves out of a business.
Yeah, they
could get more money and know what to do, but they don't know what the fuck to do. They're so busy valuing the butter, you know, rather than the guns. You know, you value on the butter, that shit melts and depreciates just like from Baby Boy. He said, guns and butter. You know, you're gonna invest in the guns. The real guns is the real estate and investing in yourself, not just material things that depreciate in value. You dumb motherfuckers.
Yeah, butter is bullshit. So, you know.
I think it would be nice to see more positive family images, especially for, I don't want to get racial, but, you know, especially for that certain community, not just the other community. Like, show it in the community that you think is just all poor and desolate. And no, there's some positive families here too that are successful.
And that's why, once again, the shirt, you versus you. You like Michael Jackson said, the man in the fucking mirror. You have to look yourself in the mirror and change your life, change your destiny. And that it started with you looking in the mirror every day and changing yourself. It's not about everybody else. It's not about who's the president of the United States. It's about what can you do for yourself. Are you the president of your own fucking self before you worry about some other fucking man that control your destiny? You control your destiny, not nobody else, and woman. But you have to be a wife before you could even complain about what man out here doing. What are you out here doing to protect your energy as a woman? What are you doing out here to be cooperative to get the right man? Are you doing what all the other 95% women doing? You taking a picture on the sink and showing your ass like everybody else on Instagram doing? Are you doing cucumber challenges? Are you doing all this dumb shit like that? That's simple. Simps run to that. Real men don't run to that. They frown on that.
Exactly, because it only goes to show how far we fall. And then on top of that, the same, I would like to make a comment about the same chicks that be having pictures on there and shit on the thing. We know you up in them fucking hotels selling ass. And we also know about how dirty your houses are, too, when the fucking clothes and laundry and shit ain't done. The pictures, when you take that same picture in the mirror, you might want to wonder what the fuck is behind you, because we see all that shit. Flooded up toilets, all that dumbass shit. Don't do no clothes. Oh, man. I said, all right, go ahead and get back on topic, because I just got to laugh at that.
Nah, it's the truth, though. But a woman got to learn how to be a wife before she even accepts a role or understand a role of a man, period. You know, because at the end of the day, dating in your 30s, just think about it, dating in your 30s, men know all the tricks. Women know all the tricks. Because at the end of the day, I always say a woman going to look at a man dating in the 30s is a woman going to look at a man two ways. Are you going to be a trick or are you going to be a treat? Period. And then, go ahead, Mo.
I have a question about when you say be a wife. So do you think it hurts the woman or helps the woman if she goes into a dating situation, letting him know day one, I want to be a wife? You know, so I've seen some women that do that, and I've seen the guy go along with the boyfriend role because he felt like, well, this is what she wants, so I'm going to pretend like I wanted to.
Well, that's why she got to throw the milk at him. You know what I mean by that?
No.
All milk got expiration date, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And don't when milk expires, don't it taste spoiled? So she gotta have an expiration date of this is what I want to do. I want to be married by such and such. If he don't show those actions, she better turn to spoiled milk so he can spit that shit out and keep it moving.
Actually, too, I think of it like this. When getting into a relationship, you're going to have expectations. But aside from just setting apart demands, just voice your opinion on what you would like to have. And if they can't present that, you give them a hint. You know, you say, hey, look, I would like to have this. And then if they're not doing that and they just decide to do what they're doing or whatever it is that they said they would like or you both equally agreed on and all of that shit just ain't adding up, just say, hey, look, you know, I just want to say I appreciate your time, but this isn't working. I hope you have a good one. I hope you find what you're looking for. And then just gracefully bow out. Because you got to be careful with that, too, sometimes. Because when I've let certain females that I know who I've dated that, you know, it's not going to work. And I just got a really, really nasty reaction. So, you know, you got to be more mindful of when you're dealing with these people just to be forthcoming, up and honest. I know I've done that, but they weren't honest to me and they weren't honest with themselves, and that's why I had to discontinue.
Yeah. But you gotta look at it like this. Either a woman gonna be with you or against you or just in your way. Same thing with a man. Either he gonna be wanna be there for you or he gonna just be tossing you to the side of the road. It's either one or the other. You gotta be at 30 years old. We should be damn near stupid if we allow people to play us over and over and over again. You know, especially for a woman. To me, a woman mature faster than a man. Y'all been turning down sex since y'all was 12. So you should know how to vet out the players and everybody else. You know what I mean? But a lot of times, like I said earlier, texting and not talking, you're hurting yourself if you're a woman, if you letting a man lead you with that. You're not doing nothing besides hurting yourself. So, you know, you can't do that. You feel me? So I'm gonna get on the next thing. That was the thing that make a woman a wife before she gets married. I'm gonna talk about what 5 things that make a man a prize. You know, y'all, you know, you got anything to add on this, Mike, before I start talking about it? Do you feel like the man is the prize?
I mean, the man is the prize, but a lot of females don't know that. So I'm going to let you go ahead and continue. We're going to get into that. So,
all right, I'm going to go down the list all the way, and y'all just tell me what y'all think since we know we running a little long on this tonight. The fifth thing, well, the first reason why a man, I'm gonna go all the way down, is the man is the gatekeepers of marriage. Period. A woman can't get married unless a man asks her to. And I see a lot of women proposing to men these days, but that shit ain't normal, okay? But the number one thing that make a man a prize is he has to get his wife. A lot of times women don't take that in consideration. I see a lot of young ladies that's 24, 25, 26 running they body count up, running up their youth because they got so many dudes in their DMs and so many likes on their Instagram that's not realizing it's not your choice in the end. You better find a man that pair bond quick. But then when you get 35, I'm dating with a purpose. No, you didn't ran up all your damn miles. Now you a car over 200,000 miles and you hoping to get somebody to buy you. That's why the thing is on there. So that's the truth. Your mileage is ran the fuck out because you ran it out. All right, number 2. Men hold on to their looks longer than women. You never see a man. You always see the sexiest man alive is always on these magazines is 35 to 50. You don't see them being fucking 18 to 22 to 20 to 30 years old. Maturity makes a man sexy to women. And women get old after 35. It's hard for them to have kids after 35. So a lot of times, like I said, women run up their youth and then they realize, like, fuck, I gotta find a man. And then they realize who the prize really is and what damn it's the man. All right, number 3. Men have more options than women. Women don't date down. Men will date down. You never see a 32-year-old woman marrying a 26-year-old man. You don't really see it unless it's Gabrielle Union and Dwayne Wade. And usually people that got money doing this shit. It ain't no regular people doing that. It'd be frowned upon if a 32-year-old woman married a 26-year-old man. And if it is, she's probably trying to use her money to control his ass. So you always see a 32-year-old man going down, getting a 22-year-old, a 30-year-old. Something like, well, a 32-year-old man, he'll go grab a 28-year-old, 26-year-old. Easy. You never really see that vice versa. All right. Number 4, masculine frame. A man that has a masculine frame shows that he's the prize. These dudes, these Kevin Hart motherfuckers out here dancing monkeys. A woman don't want no dancing monkey. She want a man with a masculine frame that know who he is, say what he mean, and mean what he say. So masculine frame is another thing that make a man a prize. Guys, hold your damn masculine frame. Be a man, be a leader. Don't get in this family. I know some of these guys might be raised by their single moms, but understand what a man masculinity is and master it. All right, number 5. It's always more. This is another thing that make a man a prize. It's always more women on this earth than man. If you go to Atlanta, it's 17-1. And the statistics, 1 out of 4 women will marry in this world. Because at the end of the day, it's always more women than men. And we fight the wars. We go to jail. Men go to jail more than women. We get killed. We die younger. All that. So women should be moving strategically, knowing this list, what I just said. Did anything jump out to you more about man being a prize? Or did you ever think of it like that?
Yes, I did. Well, one thing that stood out was when you said that the older woman, younger man, and you said maybe she wants to control him with her money. And then I think a lot of times she's labeled as a Stella or what they call it, a cougar, and I feel like it's more negative. Why is it more negative when that's what men do? Men date younger women.
But it's more for a man. Man can have kids till he's 70, 80, right? Uh-huh. Can a woman have a kid at 50 years old and get a 34-year-old dude? It's rare. So that shows you that she is a cougar. She just doing it because she didn't turn down all her chances to get married when she was younger. So now she's like, okay, I get a little toy, a boy toy, and control it. So that's why it's frowned upon more than a man doing it. A man could always produce, and a man is always going to be judged about what he produced to the world on top of what he has on his arm. So if he's a millionaire and he's 50 years old, look at Donald Trump. Look at him and his wife. That ain't no big deal when he got married, how young she was, because it's normal. It should be a big deal, but it ain't. But if it was the other way around, if she was the fucking president and he was the first man and he's 70 years old and she's 40-something, people will be talking about this shit every damn day. So you got to look at it. Man could date up. Women can't. Man could date up, down, same age. Women, it's hard for women to do it. And a lot of women don't have the I would say the pride to do so as well anyway and be happy with it.
But I want to know, what is that man's motive typically if he's 26 and he's dating a 44-year-old woman?
He's just long for the fun. That's it. If a man 26 and he dating a 44-year-old woman, he's along for the fun. I'm gonna tell y'all a story. This is a tangent now. I went to All-Star Weekend in 2018 to LA, and I met a 50-year-old woman in the club. And she said, I want to get with you tonight, but I got to go back to San Diego. But I'll tell you what, I'll book a ticket to come see you next weekend. She booked the ticket right then and there. Booked it right in my face. Like, what city you live in? Boom, boom, boom. Booked it. Came out, flew out, took me. I picked her up from the airport. She was like, what you want to eat? She paid for it. She had no kids. She was 50 years old. She looked good for 50, but at the end of the day, she just wanted to have some fucking fun. Period. Let's see what we call it. It might be grown man. What's up? Yeah. Let me merge you in real quick. What's going on, grown man?
What's happening, man? I actually miss these old conversations, man. Me, you, and Warren, man. You know, back when I had less than 1,000 subs, man. So it's good to see you still doing your thing over here, man. Salute to you. I'm not sure I caught the sister's name that was on the panel.
That's Mo. That's Mo and Mike on the panel.
What's going on, y'all? How y'all doing?
Hello.
All right. I want to start by going back to the topic that you were talking about a minute ago, man. And the fact of the matter is that feminism lied to a lot of these women, man. A lot of these women are simply uncooperative. They have a terrible attitude, man. And as you understand, man, as a lot of these women age, man, the more masculine they try to behave. This is where you see guys like Minister Jaff talking about the Rottweilers and shit like that. You know, you can't say anything that a woman disagrees with without her getting that attitude and raising her voice and yelling and shit, man, just being just completely intolerable, you know? And I'm trying to keep it PG here, but the thing is about it, man, you know, a lot of women are actually waking up. A lot of them are starting to realize that many of them were misinformed, misguided, especially by a lot of these single mothers who view their daughters as competition.
Mm-hmm.
And they never made these young girls young ladies aware that, you know, what actually decreases their value and what increases their value in a man's eye. Because no matter what women say, men actually determine women's value on the marketplace. You know, but a lot of them think because they get a college degree, you know, and they start earning this particular amount of money or something, say they're making $90,000. Oh, I'm strong and independent. I don't need a man. You know, and that makes them intolerable and insufferable. Men don't want to deal with a woman like that. Your degree is meaningless to a quality, valuable man. And that's just the bottom line. You need to have cooperation. You need to be in tune with your femininity, your feminine essence, and knowing that your role is vital as a wife, a nurturer. You culture the next generation of children. This is why a lot of our children, particularly in the Black community, are completely chaotic and dysfunctional because a lot of women are simply out of order, man. And if you mention this, all of a sudden you hate women, you're bashing women. But A lot of this stuff has to be laid at their doorstep. When black women want to talk about men, they simply just using that to deflect from the fact of the matter is that over 50% of black men don't have children, okay? And another 27 to 28% of black men that have children are married. 9% of those are married to women outside of their race. Black women are having children by a selected, degenerate group of men. These are typically your rapper type, thuggo type, baby mama, baby daddy type of guys. And black women who haven't seen a healthy dynamic between male and female in those houses that they've been raised in actually look to these type of men as like protection. Mm-hmm. These are the men that they're attracted to. So I just wanted to say that, man.
Oh man, I see you put it in the chat, but you came in and said it. That's facts all day, bro. Like, I appreciate you sharing the video and everything, man. Everything you've been doing on YouTube, you've been doing your thing, grown man. So yeah, these is the old school way we do the live streams, me and Warren. That's just how we get down. We like the extra callers and stuff. And I love your perspective, man. Keep doing your thing, and I appreciate it, man.
Oh, absolutely.
You said what, Mike?
That's a great perspective.
I mean, it's the perspective, because last week, I don't know if you tuned in last week, we talked about what got women brain wasted from like they don't need a man, and I talked about the movement of the welfare system in the 60s, and then I talked about how TV went away from showing modern families on TV, and how daytime TV stole the community as well with the Ricky Lakes, the functional shit on Maury and Jerry Springer and shit like that. And then we talked about reality TV made everybody dancing fucking monkeys, and then the rap music was black man versus black man, then more men killing each other, black men killing each other. Then we get more single moms out here. Then they test the man and say, let's degrade the mom. Degrade the women. They accept it. Then they want to be video vixens. They accept that. And then now they went and got Beyonce and the TLC and started putting down men, talking about Scrubs and Independent and shit. And I was just basically we was just breaking down, grown man, last week, how the matriarchy has started from the 60s all the way into today, and how women view being having a fans only is something that's cute. It's fucked up out here though.
Well, I want to say this, and I'll pass the mic. The thing is about it, man, the entertainment industry is a big cesspool that fuels delusion, okay, and entitlement. You have women like Sierra, when she got with Russell Wilson, she had been with several rappers and athletes, and she was a single mother, okay? And she's basically living the hood rat's dream. They can go out here and be sexually irresponsible and make children, and still have a beta provider, a rich simp, so to speak, waiting for them after they've done all that chaotic shit to themselves. But the thing is about it, what they fail to realize is they don't have Sierra's beauty, they don't have Sierra's talent, they don't have Sierra's money. You're worshiping a false idol. That is not your end game. Your end game will be Dirty Dick Rodney and mediocrity. You understand what I'm saying? That's what you attract.
Yeah.
Water seeks its own level. You know what I'm saying? You out here thinking that you're gonna be Beyonce. Beyonce was telling you that you're irreplaceable and all that bullshit, and she was going home to, guess what? Her husband.
Right.
Okay. So the thing is about it, you're being influenced by a media engine that contributes to the dysfunction. It fuels your delusion to think that you could be out here willy-nilly with your goddamn badge and your shit start looking like hamburger meat into your 30s, and you think a man is going to sign up for that. A man don't want a washed-up, damaged, ruined woman, okay? And that's what women have to get through their head. And you have some women say, well, I don't care. I don't need a man. Well, it's cool. It's just like fucking Kevin Samuels say, well, die alone. That's your choice. But at the end of the day, most women want to be wives. Most women want to have a man. Unfortunately, they don't realize that they want and need a man until it's too late.
Yeah, they, like I said, they run those marathons in their 20s all the way to their 30s, and then they look around like, I want a man, and then they find a man with everything they want, then he can run the game on you because he got options. They don't understand that. They should have got a guy and pair bond and build with a guy when he had a strong foundation as a man and he want you as a wife. But no, I'm gonna go up here and play with hypergamy until I hit the wall. That's the world we're living in. You want to add something, Mike?
Man, I couldn't have said it better, man. You know, GMB put her all in one, suitcase. Stacks took the fucking suitcase, double checked over it, tied the knot, put the label on it, shipped that motherfucker out. Mo gave it the salute. I gave that shit the salute. Send that motherfucker out. They go the message, man. It's all right there.
Facts. But yeah, we entertainers are out here to distract us from our purpose and what we supposed to be here doing. And they use the daytime TV, they use the social media, they do use these dumbass challenges. It was a chick yesterday on Kevin Samuel's channel, 37 years old, 2 kids, talking about she's waiting to get married. Well, she ain't having sex until she get married. She's celibate. How you gonna be celibate at 37 and 2 kids?
Yo, check it out. Instead of this, she's gonna be doing the getting ready to get married challenge. She's just gonna be getting ready to die alone challenge.
That's what I was talking about last week. Like, you didn't have that energy 2 kids ago before you even had the first child, but now you want to be celibate. Yeah,
you gotta marry before you carry. That's a problem in the Black community. It hurts women in the long run. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, I know we got to be harsh sometimes, but that's just the fucking truth. A man's going to look at you, judge you off your last relationship, and a man don't want another man in his fucking business. That's just the way it is. Let's see. Who the hell calling? I think this Camille calling. Hold on. Let's see. Go ahead, Camille.
I got something to say. It is Camille. I got something to say with this shit. Real talk. I'm gonna be real honest with you. I see a lot of these single moms. I ain't gonna be playing. I'm not gonna say it, but like I see a lot of these single moms. They get these beta providers, and then these simps. They want to worship them, but then you got a job. Yeah, you working at a barn. So I'm just figuring out this is my some shit right now. You working, but you still want to take a man's money away. Come on now. Come on now.
I mean, that's the end goal sometimes to get a simp, right? A beta male provider, right? They want to take his bread, so that's just what it is.
Yeah, but the thing is,
I got one like that too. I get sick of her really quick, and she was a so-called friend of mine, and I'm like, dude, you ain't shit though. You ain't even got your own place. You ain't even got your own car. You ain't even got your own stuff, but you're still living underneath your parents' house. You're 28 years old. That's his book. That makes me feel like, oh yeah, you still waiting for a man to provide and to do things for you when you need to put yourself in that position and hustle hard and do it for your child and then do it for yourself. I swear, I don't want to get into it. But
all right, let grown man jump in real quick. What you was about to say, grown man?
I just want to say this, man. It's like everything is in reverse, man. These women will have children and be promiscuous and all this other bullshit, and then they will turn around and think somehow that it increases their value. Okay, and it's crazy because. We talk about the beta provider, man. I'm gonna tell you something. That is the worst position that you could ever be in, because at the end of the day, you're basically being settled for. You're basically a placeholder. She will always be attracted to the same type of men that she's always been given that badge to. You understand what I'm saying? And so at the end of the day, Tyrone coming through with the grape swisher and the bottle of Hennessy, he getting the head, and your ass is getting the headaches. You understand what I'm saying? She's out this bitch want to take whole trips. You're taking care of another man's sperm. You understand what I'm saying? Think about this in the animal kingdom. Let's say the lions, for instance. When a male lion takes over the pride, what is the first thing he does?
He kill all them little other cubs.
Exactly. all the former prize leaders' offspring, he killed them motherfuckers. So you expect me to come in with my resources, my hard-earned money, and provide for another man's sperm, dog? You understand what I'm saying? You got to make that make sense. You know, as a man, there is no reward in cuckery, man. There is no reward in raising another man's bastard child. There's no nobility in that shit either. And what women fail to realize is they think that, oh, as I age, you know, I've become more wiser and I'm more in tune with who I am, so my value is increasing. No, bitch, you have destroyed yourself. That is what you've been doing the whole time, and unfortunately, when you tell women this, they don't grab. They try to find some way to rationalize their behavior. They don't care about what a man has to say because they still think they determine their value. And
facts.
I'm gonna stop right there before I actually go in, man.
Yeah, you know. But the ladies on the panel agree. I know how you feel, Mo, about that.
I want to take it back off that for a second because he said, I think that might be the woman having her epiphany, but that's your personal awakening. But why you feeling like you're valuable because you learned lessons over these years after your mistakes, that doesn't mean a man is looking at you that way. He's looking like, okay, well, I might have thought you were valuable 10 years ago. Well, unfortunately, it's like that, but that's the truth.
But yeah, that's how man look like. When I was like Mike Jones said back then, you know what it say, I forgot back then you didn't want me. Now I'm hot, you all on me. And that's what happens. A lot of times a man that's growing into himself in his 20s, a woman would be like, oh, you ain't got shit going on. Matt, you know what? Matter of fact, I was at the gas station the other day getting gas, and the dude was talking about his construction company to a lady, and she was paying for his gas, and he walked away, and she was like, the other cashier was like, who is that? Oh, this is this guy that he owned this construction company, but I knew him when he was a nobody. But now he said I can go work for him if I want to. So that show you how she looked at him before he didn't have shit, but now he got shit. Now she like, oh, he's somebody now, girl. You know what I'm saying? It's a goddamn shame how hypergamy play a role and stuff.
I wanted you 60 pounds ago.
Huh?
The bad thing about it, you know what? And you know what? I don't blame them single moms because you expect a man to take care of baby and ain't his sperm. That makes me pissed off because you have a baby dad. So what's going on? Why the baby dad ain't with you? Why he ain't married you? Why he ain't doing this? But you want a man to take all his, like that guy said, take all that resources away and all that bull crap. Like, who is you?
Yeah, I mean, that's facts, but I'm gonna talk about this. What I want to talk about right now is 5 things that eliminates a woman from the dating pool. And I'm gonna go ahead and name these things, and I'll go around to the panel. The first thing is a woman's look. A man is always gonna go off a woman's look. Like grown man said, you got all that hamburger meat and all this bullshit on your body, and you ain't working yourself out, and you got all these fake clown makeup and fake nails and fake hair and all this injections and shit. A man ain't gonna value that. Number 2, if you got too many kids, a man gonna look at you, or just kids in general, but if just too many kids, unfortunately, a man gonna look at you as an asset or a liability. And at the end of the day, a woman usually gonna put her kids first. Number 3, stable with her money. A lot of women collect a lot of fucking credit, a lot of debt, a lot of bad decisions with money to make themselves feel good. I want to feel good, so I go buy me a car. So I don't know if I can take another call. Shit, somebody else call it. That's Mike.
Hey, what's your name, young lady? You sing one. What's your name?
That's Mo. Hold on, let me continue real quick. That's Mike. Hold on. Get Mike back on here. Mike, you in here?
Yeah, I'm I'm back.
All right. Damn, I'm trying to merge you, man. Call right. Well, I'm gonna get Camille off the line. I'll how you call right back.
All right.
All right. I thought I can hold. My bad. That was Mike on the line, guys. But the next thing is the money thing. Like I said, a lot of times women got bad credit, stuff like that. Then they come with this masculine energy. That eliminate a woman ASAP. And then they social media page eliminate them ASAP as well if they over sexualizing themselves. So I'm gonna start with grown man. What stands out to you that eliminates a woman? I know the kid thing, but outside the kid thing, what will eliminate a woman from the dating pool for most men?
Well, just simply a woman that's not in tune with being within her feminine essence. Like you say, you talk about the masculinity point, man. A lot of these women behave out of order completely, entirely. And it stems back to their competitive nature or what they were conditioned to be, anything counterproductive to building families. You have a lot of them, like I said, man, a lot of them as they age and get more degrees and all this other bullshit, the more masculine they behave. And that actually disqualifies them in a lot of ways. Fuck a master's degree. You need to master being a woman. Knowing that your role is vital, you know what I'm saying? Being able to culture your own children. Can you actually teach your children outside of the formal education? You know what I'm saying? Or just indoctrinating your children with a healthy dynamic or a healthy balance of both masculine energy and feminine energy. You know what I'm saying? Right. And this is what is actually a detriment to a lot of black children, I'll say, and particularly black children, because like I said, I give you the numbers, man, and a statistic that I didn't throw out there was 90% of the black prison population grew up in single mother-led households. So when you have women who are behaving out of order, this will undoubtedly affect their ability to pair bond, dealing with several men. So that's a disqualifying factor. You want to go on these whore trips, with the dancing bear out there in Vegas. You know what I'm saying? This qualifies you. And I'll tell you another thing too. A lot of brothers need to start vetting women more properly. Not to hold the mic. You need to understand everything about a woman down to her credit score. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Did she grow up in a home with her father? Does she respect masculinity whatsoever? Or does she simply view a man as a tool to increase her value, to level up? You understand what I'm saying? Does she respect the man enough to let him lead? Will she submit to this man? Will she maintain her sexual, her sexual value, so to speak?
Hold on, my bad. Go ahead. My bad, grown man.
She could take care of you.
Yeah, that's so true. That's so true. That's so true as a woman. That's why I look. You know what? I weigh 120. I weigh 123, and I work out constantly. Eat right. Eat a lot of salmon. Eat a lot of stuff. I don't even eat junk food. Period. I drink a lot of water. And a lot of these people, like you said, a lot of these girls, you look at them. These fat girls or something. You look at them. They ain't even in the gym. They ain't even on the purpose. But they want They want a man to support them. See, that's the issue. What are you doing with your mental health? Are you going to the doctor regularly? Are you going to get your teeth done regularly? What are you doing to make sure your health is important? At the end of the day, you got to take care of yourself. It's you first. Then if you want to take care of somebody else, that's fine. That's why I said you got to love yourself first before you start taking care of another man or another person. So I get it now. I get it. I got that point.
Women got to get that shit. When you fly on the airline and the lady tell your ass if it's emergency, the stewardess tell you the emergency, the oxygen mask will drop down. Put on your oxygen mask first before you assist anybody else. And that's why I got this shirt on. It's you versus you. You gotta worry about yourself before you can help anybody else, even your fucking children. So what you got, Mike? What you got? My bad. We dropped you a little bit, Mike. Mike, you there?
Me, honestly, I think it's just a whole vicious cycle, man. You got a lot of people that are either delusional, they won't listen. Best thing to do is to just fucking leave them to their own demise, bro. Don't even look back at that shit.
For real. Mo, you got anything that was on that on my list? The look, too many kids, not stable with their money, too much masculine frame, or social media that stand out to you about what's destroying a woman in the dating market?
Yes, the masculine frame. And then for a second, I want to piggyback on what Camille said about the weight thing. And like you said,
because 8 out of 10, look, 8 out of 10 of black women in the black community is overweight.
And I just wanted to comment real quick, if you were a plus size woman, they feel like, okay, I feel good. Look at Lizzo and look at these people. You use that as a motivation to stay big. But then when she was trying to lose weight a few weeks ago, they lost their mind. Like, what are you doing? It doesn't matter what she's doing. What are you doing with your weight?
We the only
use this person as an excuse to stay overweight and unhealthy. She's trying to get healthy.
And I know grown man could piggyback on this. We the only community that allow BBW shit like that to actually make people feel good about what they look like. Oh, it's okay, girl. If he don't love you the way you are, all that bullshit. Like, be honest, who wants a person that's out like close to diabetes and bad health? No man wants that. Nobody wants that hamburger meat.
It's funny because my brother has a baby mom, and they fit to go separate and everything now. I got on her case about doing something bad to my niece's hair because she did something worse to my niece's hair, which I got disappointed.
Well, let's get on topic though. Let's talk about the weight thing. Let's stay on topic, Camille. Yeah. Grown man, you got anything to talk?
I'll say this, man. It's all those phrases and stuff. It's just a way that they rationalize dysfunction, man. The fact of the matter is that you're obese, you're fat, and you're lazy. That's just it. Even like I talked about how the entertainment industry influences a lot of these women. Even Lizzo came out. She deleted the post, but she was sad. She was going through depression because of her weight. Even Monique, you remember Monique was talking about being BBW and all that other bullshit.
Oh hell yeah!
And guess what? She came out and admitted that she was miserable. Okay. And you can say men can accept you how you are and all this other bullshit and try to rationalize it, but at the end of the day, if you're not taking care of yourself, I wouldn't want to have children with a woman who is obese and not taking care of herself. Now, 5 to 10 pounds, I mean, that's normal if you're aging. But if you're at 27 years old, you're 5'5", and you're 210 pounds, you are overweight. And if you're not willing to do something about it, then you can't expect some man to come in and carry that baggage. Because, I mean, especially after children, if you plan on having children with this woman, it's only going to get progressively worse,
And another thing, what I see in the black community is a lot of times, since I train and I be in the gym, and I see women that come up to me like, can you train me? I'm about to go to Florida. I'm about to go here. I'm like, why you want to do it for a trip? Like, why you want to do it just for a trip? Why you just can't do it for your lifestyle? That's your lifestyle.
Exactly.
Your maintenance for your life.
Satisfaction never yields result.
Like that's killing me about the black community, because I hear that all the time with black women that say they just want to train, they want to get in shape for a trip. What about your life? My bad. Go ahead.
You know what? Most of these females, like the most of I know, like and seeing everybody, they say, oh yeah, a lot of people know I take care of myself. So I tell these that I had a compliment, and when I went to just give me a little coffee at Starbucks, and I was like, oh, let me just go get a little coffee. And then I got somebody came up, they like, oh yeah, you look so skinny. What you do? And I even told them straight up. I said I work out and I do a lot, and I do a biking. And I just got a Pentagon, that new Pentagon for the cycling bike. and I do a lot of cycling.
Okay.
Cardio. So So a lot of these people can't get, a lot of these females right now, and to say, they're not eating right, they're not taking their hygiene, they're not drinking a lot of water. You're gonna drink. If you know you drink a lot of water, it's gonna show in your face because your face will look flawless.
Facts. Mike, you got anything to add on the weight thing with the black community or just women in general, whoever?
Man, I think of it like this, okay? If she's not taking care of her body, if she's thinking on a sense of not being realistic, if she's talking about losing weight momentarily or, just doing anything ready-made, only makes me say one thing to myself, this shit ain't going to last long. And if it ain't going to last long, it's not worth investing into. That's why I don't really deal with chicks that don't want to get themselves straight mentally, physically, and emotionally, especially if you're not hitting that gym. Because if you ever notice over the years, you ever notice how a lot of women have progressively gained a shitload of weight, their optimal weight for their height size, but yet they want to make demands of a guy being 6'5" and make a six-figure salary when she weighs damn near 600 fucking pounds. You know what I'm saying? Like she may not weigh 600 pounds, but she looks like she fucking weighs 600 pounds. I've seen more chicks argue with a man rather than do a sit-up or a push-up. If you say, hey, do a sit-up or a push-up, and I give you anything you want, they fail.
Yeah,
they're struggling. They be like, oh, God, and, just pass out with shit. Can't do a sit-up or a fucking push-up.
That's what I feel like a woman should want to be healthy and fit for herself, and then it'll be attractive to a man as opposed to, I'm seeing like 600-pound life, for example. You see these men that want to be when you're 600, they want to be with you while you're 600 pounds for whatever reason, but then when they decide they want to shape up, then he's like, oh no, I don't want you. Like, why do you want her unhealthy and you think nobody else wants her? Is that why you're there?
I don't think nobody want no 600-pound woman, but if they do, shit. But at the end of the day, it's self-improvement with weight or anything you do. You attract of what you are, and people are a byproduct of what you do on a daily basis. If I work out, which I do work out, I want somebody that's going to at least try to work out. I'm not saying they got to be as tense as me. Like grown man said, 5 pounds here and there. Yeah, we understand that. But if you just sitting there just letting yourself go, but then you want a man that got the working out, or a man that's 6 feet, or a man this, how you gonna demand for something when you're not putting in the work? That's the only thing I don't understand about certain times of demands on men or women, because men do that shit too. It be some dudes out here be overweight as hell, but then they want a supermodel. They feel like they're entitled to it. For real.
I'm gonna let you guys go tonight.
All right. Good night.
I'm gonna let you.
All right. Good night.
Then I wanted to comment on something Grown Man Business said about the Miss Independent. But I don't have a favorable opinion about Miss Independent, and I feel like, why is it okay? Let's say she gets, in her mind, why is it okay to go out here and grind, have 2 jobs, but then you turn around and say, oh, I don't need no man. But you catering to that boss man, why can't you cater to the man in your personal life?
That's a good one. Hey, you want to add on that, Mike?
Man, shit, man, I'm at a loss for words. I'm just thinking of the whole situation for what it is. Like, most of the time when I get off from work, right, and I hit the fucking gym, it's just mainly men there. Or if you see the men that do come on the daily, you could kind of figure out their patterns. But ladies, where are y'all at in the gym? Especially at nighttime. You ain't got to worry about nobody bothering you. You ain't got to worry about nothing. I may see like one chick there throughout the whole fucking month.
What about, she was, I don't know if you heard what she said. She said women be out there getting a career and shit, but then they say they don't need a man. But then at the same time, they're answering to the man at work. So they'll do cartwheels and flips for a man at work, but then at the same time, you won't do that for a regular everyday man that's going to be your satisfaction in your personal life. How you feel about that?
Oh, well, basically, that all started from, to me, honestly, that kind of started from slavery.
You know what I'm saying? She's so used to being that house nigga, to be honest with you. Not trying to bring racism on her, but there's always that bootlicker. You know, she figured she could look up to him because she's got a so-called career. And the fucked up thing about it, it's not even guaranteed. She's so busy licking and kissing ass to somebody who's, you know, feeding her like, here you go, little birdie. Here you go. That's a bird brain chick. You don't want to deal with those people because they easily follow into the wrong shit. What you want is a leader that's equally as yoked as you, but knows their role. For an individual like that, their mentality is fucked up. They're trapped. There's nothing you could do with them.
Facts.
Especially when they say they don't need a man, they're gonna die alone. Just like Kevin said. Like Kevin Samuels fucking said, they're gonna die alone because they don't know when to do certain things, when to switch up, when to do the right thing. They're finished.
Yeah.
I had one more comment about the grown man business when he said, "Oh yeah, you're getting all these degrees and think you're all that, and you put the man down if you even have one." And I'm thinking, but just look at that title. I mean, not taking away from that, that's good for your personal accolade or whatever. You have a master degree, but listen to that. That might impress the master, but like he said, it's not impressing your mate. He's not with you for your degree.
Yeah, because I know right now, if a woman worked at a McDonald's and on fries, and her SMV was she was a 9 or a 10, and you got a lawyer that's a 6, a man gonna want to go after the 9 or 10 girl than go after the lawyer. Men don't care about women's money, period. Especially when we got our own. So that's a big thing. That's why hitting the gym and keeping up with yourself and making yourself look good, but not and being natural. You know, it's nothing wrong with enhancement, a little here and there. But when you put fucking 5 pounds of makeup on your face, it's not gonna help you in the long run because you're gonna destroy your skin. And at the end of the day, why are you doing that when you know black don't crack in the first place?
Well, I want to touch on something, man. If y'all don't mind
ahead,
jumping in here, and sometimes I can get a little long-winded, but forgive me. First of all, I'm gonna start with the gym shit. Okay, you'll see nearly every other race of woman in the gym. You know, on the elliptical, you know, stretching flex, you know, doing some pull-ups. You know what I'm saying? What do you see most black women do? The few that you see, that are 2 to 3 that you may see in there.
They're on the Stairmaster. They're on the Stairmaster. They on the.
They hit the trim on like a lower setting.
They taking pictures or they on a Stairmaster trying to get their butt big.
But this is what I'm saying. And notice one thing about nearly all of them. They're already past the point of obesity. They're already 40 pounds overweight. They're already 30 pounds overweight. It's going to be hard to get that weight off. This is why you see so many of them getting these cosmetic surgeries, getting their bodies carved up and shit. But even when you get your body carved up with these cosmetic surgeries, you still have to maintain that shit through working out. But this is why you see an influx of them who are so badly disproportioned. You know, they got their ass implants and they got the breast reduction, but you got a big ass guzzle under your neck. You understand what I'm saying? You got lunch lady arms. Okay, you look terrible. You know what I'm saying? And this the thing is about it. You should be caring more about your health before it gets to the point that it's completely unhealthy for you. Okay, that's the first point I wanted to make. My second point is, like what Mo was mentioning about, you know, in the workplace, you submitting to this white zaddy. I mean, let's call a spade a spade. Address the elephant in the room. Black women been bedwitching since slavery, like Mike said. Okay, this is where you get an influx of a lot of these bros trying to get these degrees in these corporate fields because they view that black pastor and the white man, white zaddy, as positions of power. This is why they bleach their fucking skin. This is why they wear the blonde weaves. You understand what I'm saying? They do all this stuff in an attempt to get closer to that white man. I'm gonna tell you something. What a lot of people don't fail to realize: feminism came at its core, stemmed from the fact that white men were smashing black women. And white women didn't have the ability to say. So a lot of white women were tired of their husbands sleeping with black women. This is at feminism at its core. This is where it stemmed from. Okay, so You know, I hate to address the elephant in the room. I know I piss a lot of people off, but I just simply give you the facts, okay? And black women are too busy. They don't even they don't respect black masculinity whatsoever. I'm not saying all, but the vast majority of them don't. This is why we have a big disconnect. They call it a gender war or whatever the case may be, but it's just the fact that black women simply do not respect black masculinity, and they're not going to let you lead, and submission is considered a terrible word for some reason.
Yeah, yeah, you're right. You're right. And on that point, I want to talk about the 5 things that eliminate men from just building and being self-improvement and basically just dating. You shouldn't even be fucking dating if you're on this list. But the number one, somebody got that YouTube on, turn it down a little bit. But the number one thing is, if a man, you got too many goddamn kids out there, you shouldn't just be out there grinding, period. Too many seeds is a bad thing. Somebody YouTube on, man.
That ain't me.
Mo, you might turn your YouTube down, or Mike.
Nah, my shit's on mute.
Mine is down too.
All right, well, my bad then. Maybe I'm just hearing myself. Fuck it. But too many kids is one of the main things. I got it now. I know where it was at. My bad. But too many kids is the main thing for a man. You shouldn't be walking around loosely with your seed. Number 2, you got, it takes away from your money. So you ain't got no money to even date anybody or deal with anybody because you broke because you got too many seeds. Number 3, your look. Like, we just talked about the woman look, but it's some man out there that hit the wall too. I know dudes that's hit the wall at 28, 30, less than that sometimes even 23. If you don't take care of your hygiene and your health, your conversation is trash. Like, if you want to be dealing with a woman, you got to learn how to communicate. Like, all this texting and not talking, if you really want to be interested in anything you do in this world, you got to learn how to communicate. And the last thing I want to say is lack of leadership. You depending on other people to get you where you want to go in your life instead of just taking control of your life. So I'm gonna start with Mo. Anything stand out on that list about a man? About finding, a man being a king? Go ahead, Mo.
Like the last one you said, they're waiting for someone to take control of their life. I've seen some men that they want to blame everybody else for their issues, their downfall, or whatever it is. Now, I'm not talking about all men. I don't know all men. I'm just talking about a couple that I've known. Like you said, you versus you. Don't blame this person. Don't blame your dad, cousin, uncle, your boss, whoever. You can hold yourself back or make yourself excel.
Facts. What you got to add, Mike? I'm going to let grown man jump in a second, but what you got, Mike?
I mean, a lot of people that let other people lead their lives in a negative way, hey, man, they got it coming. They got it coming in a bad way because the way how they're leading is not the correct way, how it should be. If they're so busy to follow, they follow and fall for any fucking thing, and that's when I decided to just leave them alone.
So what's the main thing that destroyed man to you? Is too many kids, messed up financially, they look is fucked up, conversation is trash, or they lack of leadership skills? What's the number one thing you think that destroy a black man or just a man, period?
Just a man, period. I would have to say lack of leadership. Because when you're a leader and you know how to be a leader and you carry yourself as a leader, you know there's certain things that you should do and there's certain things that you shouldn't do. I mean, you can have a lot of kids, but if you ain't no leader, then you fail altogether because then those kids don't see that you're a leader and they're not going to really want anything to do with you or they're going to fall for any fucking thing else. If you're a leader, you're going to handle your finances correctly. If you're a leader, you're just not going to let certain shit slide. You're going to carry shit in the right way, providing that you know that you've been led and leading in a positive direction.
Facts. How you feel, grown man? What stands out to you about what eliminate a man from just society, period? What or the things I just said? Like, I know how you feel. My bad.
I'll say the biggest issue, man, is men just being entirely too emotional.
Yeah.
thinking emotionally, behaving emotionally. It's a lot of men who have destroyed their lives because of their emotions and not being able to control their emotions, man. And, when you think and act emotionally, man, you could throw all logic out of the window. So a lot of the times brothers are not able to actually, become leaders or become stronger men because they're entirely too emotional. They run into a situation, especially this happens particularly with females, man. Guys, run into these situations. They catch their woman doing some foul shit or whatever, and they simply can't control their emotions, and they start behaving like that woman. You know what I'm saying? And it happens when they pedestalize and idolize and worship women. It's just like you were saying about guys that's out here being willy-nilly with their seeds, being a baby daddy ass nigga. You know what I'm saying? To be quite frank, it's because he has this insatiable appetite for a fat ass and a wet vag. And that's pretty much controls him. If you let, whatever you don't control controls you. It stems from a lot of guys seeking that approval and validation from that single mother. They look for that approval in every woman that they interact with. And so I think brothers need to be more in tune with their masculinity, be more centered, more grounded, and more logical in their approach to everything that they do. Think things through before you involve yourself into these situations, especially when it comes to vetting women, man.
Yeah, vetting women is one of the main things you must do, because at the end of the day, men are the gatekeepers of marriage, women are the gatekeepers of sex. You gotta vet out these women because sex is easy. Sex should be easy if you're a man of purpose. If you're on your plan, your purpose, your program, it's easy to draw a woman in, but you gotta learn how to vet that and understand the word no. You can't just give your energy to anybody. You got to protect your energy, just like my boy D Flam say. Protect your energy. That's the only way you're going to grow as a man, because everything that you see, everything that look good is not good, period. You see a house that look good, but you go in it, it's trash. It's a lot of women out there that look good on the outside, but they lemons on the inside. So, you got anything to add, Mike?
Man, this is true shit, man. Y'all talking that real shit. That real shit. I mean, at the end of the day, a lot of people don't think about when they act over their emotions instead of logic. Because logic, you avoid a lot of regret, headaches, and, you maneuver around certain situations that could actually cause you your freedom, your finances, and little shit like that, and headaches in the future. But if you act based off of your emotion, that's a loser's game. When you react, you think strategically or for logic, because you think of the consequences that it is what to become later on. But if you think emotionally and you have no sense of leadership, you'll lose every time.
Facts.
That's all I'm saying about that.
Because you will lose every time if you think emotionally. You won't vet out women. You'll just think, your life is not all about the vag. A lot of dudes, y'all lead with the vag. Y'all lead with y'all wallet. A woman gonna look at your ass as a trick or a treat. Are you a man or are you a fan? That's just what it is. Like, if you give that feminine energy or give her that energy, she's gonna take her masculinity and run all over your ass. You're gonna be the beta male provider. You're gonna be the simp. You're gonna be all these lower level men that a woman wants you to be. A woman will stand in line for a man that got masculinity. What they say, the good old saying, men want to be like this guy and women want to sleep with him. That's true. Facts. When you make yourself the prize and work on yourself and you versus you, and you understand that perspective, then the world is at your fingertips. You want to add on something, Mo?
Yes, what I would, and just piggybacking for a second off of what Groman said, what I've noticed with the men that are trying to seek, like you said, to seek approval from the single mom, or I've seen that in a couple male friends. This particular man had a very negative relationship with his mom, and he tried to seek approval from his wife. And again, that's the approval that you want from your mom. He didn't get it from his mom or his wife.
Facts. Man, this is a good live stream. I'm gonna go ahead and end it. We almost had 3 hours, but I'm gonna see. I covered everything I want to cover. I talk about the man being the prize, being equally yoked, a woman being a wife before marriage, stop texting, start talking. Women will eliminate women from the dating game, will eliminate men. All these things is the thing we dealing with. If everybody 30 plus that's in here or in your 30s, this is what you're gonna have to deal with. Because really dating after 30 is like going to a used car lot. For real. It's facts all day. And I'm gonna go ahead and go around the table and say what y'all want to say, and then I'm gonna go and close. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna start with the lady Mo. What you got to say about this live stream? Or you got anything you want to say before we leave out here?
Just in closing, I want to say thank you again for letting me put in my 2 cents. And I love this panel. I love this platform. I love the guests you had. I love your perspective. And yeah, thank you so much. You versus you.
Thanks. All right, Mo. Holla at you. All right, Mike, you want to say something, man?
Man, it's always been a pleasure being here on your channel, man. Hopefully the messages will get through to people who don't have an idea of understanding, and a lot of people that need to wake up and see the reality. I want to give a big shout out to you, Stack 44, man. Your platform is growing every day. I always put other cats on and let them know how a real man should act and conduct himself. GMB, I see you out there, homie. You doing your thing, man. Keep going, man. Keep going. Big shout out to Gaddafi Kingdom. And, he's doing his shit. Afi Kingdom, my fault. I said Gaddafi. What the fuck was I thinking? Afi Kingdom. You know what I mean? It's a pleasure to have you on here. Camille, it's a pleasure to have you here too, man. Like, hopefully this message will get out to a lot of people. I just want to say, be real. It's you versus you. Don't fake the funk. Stop following a lot of the negativity and a lot of the negative shit out there, especially what the world is doing and going on through today. And just be real with the person that you're dealing with. Be real about yourself, and the rest will come. That's all I'm going to say.
All right, Mike. I'll holler at you, bro. GMB, you got something, man? I know you got something for the brother. I see a lot of your cats came over here from your channel. I appreciate you guys coming over here. I've been rocking with GMB a long time.
Oh, yeah, man. That's first of all, I want to give a shout out to the brothers of the Men First Movement. I did share the stream, man, and I appreciate all the brothers for coming through and show the support, man. And I'm going to be honest, man, I really do have a loyal base, man, guys who support me through it all, through my channel being flagged and all that stuff, man. So, I appreciate my brothers. Just a quick brief story here. For you brothers that are here that are subscribed to me, this is pretty much where I got my start on YouTube. Coming on
Coach Warren.
The panels with Stacks and Coach Warren. When I had about 400 subscribers. You know? So this is where the inception of the GMB stuff started, man. And I want to salute you, brother. I know I'm not able to come through as much as I used to, man. But it's all love, man.
Yeah, man.
I'm proud of you, man. I'm glad to see you continue doing your thing. And I want brothers to understand, even the sisters in the chat, your decisions that you're making, it will define you. Your mistakes, you may not feel like they define you, but at the end of the day, it affects your value in the eye of the opposite sex. Okay? So you're going to have to continue to try to mold yourself into becoming what you want to attract. All right? And for some of you, it just to be honest, a lot of you are finished. Okay? But it doesn't mean it's the end. It just means that you may need to lower your standards of that fantasy that you have been creating in your mind all this time. And like I said, man, salute to you, brother. Thanks for having me, man. Shout out to Mo and Mike for being on as well, man. Tell Coach Warren I said hello, bro.
All right, bro. All right, thanks, man. I appreciate you for coming through, man.
Oh, yeah, for sure, bro.
All right. Yeah, that was a good live stream. I appreciate all the supporters from Grown Man's channel. Like he said before, old school. That's how I got started. He got started all because of Coach Warren. If you don't know who Coach Warren is, go check Coach Warren out. He's saving lives day by day, one life at a time. He a really inspirational man. So check him out. But Me and Grown Man was over there a long time ago on his panel, and we started our channels from basically Coach Warren channel, and everybody, you know, we piggyback off each other. He send me over to you guys, or you guys coming in here because of him, and the same thing that when I get to know one of you guys, I'm gonna piggyback on you, and that's how it works. That's how man first work. We got to help each other to change this narrative out here. Period. Between it shouldn't be no gender war when it comes to man versus women or women versus man. But at the same time, we got to be man first before we can deal with anybody. So with that being said, y'all, it's you versus you. Go out there, make the change, make the things you got to do. Work on your finances, work on your mental, your physical. I always tell you guys to stack attack your life. Stack attack your life. Remember, at the end of the day, you can't blame nobody but what you see in the mirror if you don't want to make a change. 2020 was a year of awakening. 2021 is the year of change. And 2022, things may go back to normal, but will you be normal? Because if you ain't changed in 2020 or 2021, you might not even be here in 2022. So that's all I really want to say. And I'll holler at you guys probably tomorrow, and we'll do this again. Peace.